Welcome to iCast Summon Friends. We pick up the story of Buruk, the fighter hobgoblin, Ravenous, the warlock of the Great Old One tiefling, Lyroon, the monk of the Path of Mercy elf, Nanto, the glamour bard warforged, and Will, the paladin of the Glory Oath human, the only normie in the party. So,
a stinky human, and that's why the DM has made her picture smaller than everyone else's, so that she's in her place.
No, I made it bigger this time. No. It was way smaller than everyone else. It's bigger now.
Still okay. Compare her head size to Ravenous's head size, or
that's fair.
Head size. You know?
Yeah.
You see, that's
to be fair. I think it's mostly just due to the where it's cut off on the picture. Like it shows more of the body than the others, I think.
Yeah, it's also, if you look at Nanto, about 60% of him is the hat.
Yeah, that is
accurate.
True. Most of
he is mostly hat.
He is mostly
hat. It doesn't actually bother me, but Potts mentioned it last time, and
now you can't.
Oh no, it bothers me.
I'm like, what in the hell? Why is Will's picture smaller? Is this like some kind of power play?
Yeah, last time, to be fair, it would have been much, much smaller. I did notice that. So
we are trying to oppress you actively at this moment.
Yeah, with the character art that I got, courtesy of our talented artist. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
I can't be that upset. So,
we're coming back to these guys' story. In short, over the last few episodes, the guys and Ravenous went and rescued Will from Lord Flashheart's dungeon under his manor, where she'd been taken prisoner, seemingly with the intent to inflict some kind of mind control upon her, but she stubbornly resisted, as is her way. When they came back after delivering evidence to Duchess Morna Daggerford, they found Cornelius with a wand of fireball ready for them, who let loose a fireball and detonated and nearly killed a bunch of guards, but they were able to save most of them. And then there was a dramatic fight. Lyroon ended up actually killing for the first time, was quite distraught about it. And then later it transpired actually that the body of Cornelius melted and that he was something that was called a simulacrum, which basically means like a magical copy of the original.
It's a
snowman. Over the next session rather, the guys then went shopping mostly. So you paid a visit to the apothecary, you found out the nature of some of the items and potions that you'd accumulated, and you also went to Victoria's Secrets, and found out some more of the magic items that you'd acquired, what they're about, and bought a certain Bandalore. You then, Nanto picked up a really creepy doll.
Rupert is... He is a great friend to everyone.
Yeah. Rupert is life.
Exactly. You then went and had your fight in the arena, taking on a young green dragon, where you discovered the full effect of Ravenous's new necklace, where it's made her completely immune to its breath attack. But sadly, Nanto was not, and he was actually downed. Had a little nap, as he described it. After, and Duchess and her daughter were watching on thanks to some of yours intervention. But you then afterwards went over to Will's house, which is depicted in the bottom right corner. It's the upper floor of around here, if you can see it. And you brought along Ravenous's date with you, who is a servant who worked in Lord Flashheart's manor. And this is basically the deal you've made with him.
It counted, even though it was a group session. It was definitely a date.
I mean, to him it was better because he got to hang out with all the arena fighters.
Now Will just has to find out how she can skip her date.
Yeah, exactly. And Will made a date with Massalas, the envoy from the Vidani Empire.
Whoa! Massalas made Will's date with Massalas. Okay. That boy would not take no for an answer.
Call it how it is. Where we pick up, essentially, is you guys had just finished hanging out at Will's place. You'd had about a short rest worth of time, so you can all take short rests, get all your short rest stats back. So Ravenous has all his spells, Lyron's got all his key points, Burrut's got all of his action surge and all the superiority dice, and nothing happens to Nanto. Except for hit points.
Hey, no, I get part of inspiration back.
Oh, cool. Okay, then it's just Will who gets just health back, right?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
long rest class.
Yeah, you would.
Well,
yeah.
if anyone wants, I can do Song of Rest, so we can get some extra healing back.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you can do that and not have to use up so many hit die. Absolutely. So that's where we'll pick up. Is you're at Will's place. You've just been hanging out, getting ready. It's about 11:15 in the morning, and you've got a certain event that's happening at midday.
Very much so. We are supposed to go and investigate a special stall at the fair, one where you're supposed to get the mimic. As far as we know, on the one hand, there's no mimic. On the other hand, there is a Crimson Cleaver contact manning it. I do remember that from our fighting in the sewers, we picked up a couple of the cloaks. So Borok would just go ahead and pull one of them out, see if it's at least comparable size to what he would need to wear. And just
Where are we? Are we still in Will's room?
Yeah.
We're just whipping out
Yeah,
sewer clothes in Will's room?
Yes.
yes.
Just
Yes.
checking.
And there's this like ludicrously fanciful bed in the corner as well, which is way over far too luxurious for such a space. But yes, the cloak. Yeah, I mean Patchy and Sideburns were of a similar stature to Burrock, so those would do the trick.
Excellent. So as I pull that out, I would just briefly remind everyone. So we did have a job today at noon, right? To guess the mimic stall and Crimson Cleavers. We need to go and check out what they've been up to. Maybe we'll find out something more. And at this point, I would look at our Ravenous's date.
Exactly. I was right about Lyroon does that look between. You sure you're supposed to be talking with him in the room?
Yeah, and she's sort of right.
And Will doesn't care at all. Yeah, because we're meeting the Crimson Cleavers, right?
Oh god.
And
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to
Now
find
we have two Nantos.
There you go, Doris.
Oh yes, we are. We're going to have a wonderful meeting. Haven't seen them in a while, so I am sure they would love to see us.
And rather than looking like scared or concerned as Lighted, Dorif just looks excited. He's just letting you. Oh, you're going to go take out the Crimson Cleavers. I mean,
You're damn right we are. We're gonna kick their butt.
Take out? No, we're just meeting with them. Just
No.
words.
He's gonna have just words. I'm gonna pull Nanto into a one-armed hug, squeeze tight, looking at.
No.
Yeah, just have him in a headlock, side hug. Yeah, he's gonna do the talking. I'm gonna do the smiting. Lyroon, Ravenous, Brooke, you guys just point me in the right direction. Swing my warhammer all day long. Sound good? Thumbs up while holding Nanto.
Not yet. We need to make sure we have all the information before we bring them to justice.
Oh, is that what this is about? Oh, I thought we were just going to have a lovely conversation.
Why do you want to talk to the Crimson Cleavers, Nanto?
Well, surely they have some great stories of what they've been doing, especially given the rat babies.
Yeah, you guys still have to tell me that story. I'm not sure I want to know, but I want to know.
Oh, it's
Really want to know.
truly horrible, in every single meaning of the word.
Something was flinging them?
Oh yes, they threw a rat baby at us.
Uh-huh. Tell you what, that scared me.
Oh, it was quite terrifying, for both the baby and me.
And like Will says that, but it doesn't sound like it would scare her. You know, he's just sort of saying it.
So
The ugly little thing would hiss and roar, and yet we beat it. Maybe we shouldn't say that part.
Just beating babies, basically. Is what you're saying.
No, keep going. It was good. Will releases Nanto and sits down, and she kind of looks up at him excitedly and nods. No, go on.
encouragingly.
Yes, well, you see, they were turning children, mere little children, into horrible rat creatures. And the creatures, I assure you, were quite horrible, in every meaning of the word. They weren't quite children anymore, they were hissy, bitey, and awfully feisty.
But can you sing it?
Sing what? The story?
Yeah. I love singing. Singing,
Awesome.
music, all that good stuff.
I suppose I could sing a song of the Ballad of the Rat Child. I
Yeah.
have to work on that title.
I'm gonna snuggle in next to Ravenous's friend and pull him close with one arm and Ravenous close with the other and nod.
I'll just give a questioning look to Lyroon as...
Just like sturdy, serious hobgoblin, just like standing there like, what is happening? Ravenous, how are you reacting to being enforce hugged?
I mean, Ravenous is quite touchy-feely, so she is not bothered by this.
Yay!
Oh, okay. Going for the tail wrap.
Yeah, just like slings the tail around, carefully not touching Dorif. Doesn't want to give him any ideas.
Yeah, and he's like practically quivering with excitement. Yeah, because he's one of the lads, one of the adventurers.
So go on, Nanto, sing us the tale.
Oh, you can't rush these things.
Oh, come on, I'm wiggling in my armor. Give it your best shot.
I will have to construct my masterpiece in time.
What about you, Lyroon? You got any songs?
I do. They're all in Elvish, played on the
I don't mind.
bagpipe.
Nanto will scoot up next to the
Yes!
cuddle crew and just like, oh, do go on.
Okay. How much time do we have left before the meeting?
You got 45 minutes. Probably
Okay.
about 44 minutes now.
That's enough for half of an elven song.
The
Look,
side
elves
of
live for a-
Ravenous is slightly sticky with the leftover dragon blood that Will has absolutely not washed off of her armor.
Again, Ravenous
What?
is not bothered.
Does not care.
So we're being acidically attached at the hip.
Pretty much.
Good.
So you're back in your armor, yes?
Yes, yeah. Will
Cool.
fixes her armor and gets back into it and has a small talk with Nanto, but we're gonna type that out.
We'll work that out.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So Lyroon pulls out a bagpipe.
This come from though.
He's always had
Where
it.
were you holding this? Really? I didn't
Yeah,
Don't
no,
worry about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
always
None of
had
you
it.
ever asked.
Don't worry about it.
At this point, Buruk would just lean against the wall to sort of listen in, more amused at the fact that of all the instruments, he did not expect Lyroon to have a bagpipe.
Ravenous, can you provide the sound effect for Burke leaning against the wall?
Come over and join with us.
And best part is that I'm actually proficient in bagpipes.
Once again,
What a choice.
I mean, you know, as proficient as anyone can be in annoying
Exactly.
sound. But yeah, go
I
for
was
it.
about to ask how can we tell that?
What's
Yeah,
a
so-
shame?
So let's just say performance
Some
and
of
then
my
add a
Yeah.
add a +3. Yeah, so whatever this button is, +3.
There is no bagpipes in Syrinscape. Very disappointing.
Okay, so we get a 9 performance.
Nice.
It sounds, exactly how you would, imagine, a bagpipe, would sound.
Right, no, it's
Copyrighted.
it's more like and you're like, after about 20 seconds in, you start feeling a thump, and you can hear someone thumping on the ground, like someone downstairs is thumping on the ceiling, complaining about the noise.
Oh, come on, it's been
Cats up
forever.
there.
Oh, come on, it's been forever since I've had bards up here. Go on, Lyroon, give it another try. But, hold on. Baruch, you got your dark red butt over here. Pats a spot on the
Just-
ground with the group.
Fine. And still holding the cloak in one hand, he goes ahead and sits down where we're told.
He's
Seems
just pouting.
to get in here.
Yeah, and will give him a friendly clap on the shoulder. All right, Lyroon.
Oh no! You rattled
And
too
that's
hard.
why Will needed Baruch to come over, because he was scraping the crap out of the walls with all his weapons.
Oh,
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
the 8 spears have left like a nice semicircle dots in the wooden wall.
I'm a blacksmith, I'm not a painter and decorator.
It's alright. Nanto can just fix it anyway.
Oh, sounds good. All right, well,
Just
all
clean
that
it
in
up.
mind, Lyroon, give it your best shot. Come on, we all believe in you. Can I give
Yeah.
him the help action with his performance?
can I have a bardic inspiration?
If you join in on the performance, you can give the help action.
No,
I would love to join in.
I'm
Yeah,
not a bard.
Nanto certainly can.
I will most certainly assist.
I
Okay.
can clap. Does that count?
Oh wait, no, I don't roll. My bad. You roll
Oh,
again.
yeah. You roll.
Because
Alright.
you are the star.
That one, awesome. Now let's get that. This is whatever.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go. There we go. 22.
Ignore the 22. Ignore the 22. It's the wrong. I can't read this early in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Um,
It's
it's
16
not-
plus
16 plus
stuff.
3.
It's still good.
So yeah, Lyroon starts it back up, doing a much better job. It's it's still hard to tell the difference between good bagpipe playing and bad bagpipe playing.
I
Inherently.
like the bagpipes.
Me too. We had them at our wedding. Yeah, we had them at our wedding.
Yeah, but it's because you're Scottish.
And that's why Sam doesn't like the bagpipes.
But still, it's still majestic cat murder.
I like
Yeah.
to imagine them like Nanto's version of helping is just kind of being like, you've got this, and 1 and 2 and skiddly do.
Just
To be fair,
scatting
that
along.
was my version of helping as well.
I was imagining
counting you
Nanto's acting as he's keeping the rhythm.
A conductor.
Okay, so yeah, after you have a lovely little ditty performed by Lyroon. He sings lyrics in Elvish. Some of you can actually understand them because some of you speak Elvish, but
What? Vlad's not gonna actually sing in a foreign language?
No.
Yes, please sing for me in Latin.
I could do it in Greek or Arabic. Maybe a French song if we're feeling real
Ooh, Arabic
brave.
sounds cool.
I could sing in Arabic, but what does Elvish sound like in this world, DM?
French.
That sounds like French.
For real?
it's very soft. Like every word sort of flows quite organically into the next, almost as if it's
Not Arabic.
yeah. Definitely not Arabic. Closer to French, but yeah, it's very smooth.
Yeah, I'm thinking smooth.
Lord.
Kind of no. It kind of sounds almost a little tiny bit like singing when normally talking, and then when it's so it's easily sung more.
Yeah. Sort of like a José Florentelia. It just sort of one flowing
Yay.
into the next. But yeah.
Hey,
Where did that come from?
DM, take a player inspiration.
Yeah, DM inspiration. I get to give a monster. No.
No. Take it back.
So, yeah, you enjoy yourselves, you're hanging out, but you do know that you got a task that's reasonably pressing. It is now 40 minutes away from midday, and you realise you don't actually currently know where the guest the mimic stand is.
The what?
The guest the mimic stand, where you're going to meet the Crimson Cleavers contact.
What's the name of Ravenous's date?
Dorif.
Oh, Dora.
Sure, okay. So then, once the song is over, that was fun. Thanks, guys. Stands up, picks up her helmet again, looks at Dorith. Hey, Dorith, any idea where the Guess the Mimic stand is? We were kind of in the middle of a really awesome arena fight, so we didn't get the chance to look around.
And yeah, let me just see if he actually knows.
He was watching the fight, so he probably wouldn't have known either.
Yeah,
They do
but
leaflets,
Where you,
Wouldn't
like
have
maps,
had to
like
do-
in theme parks.
he gets
didn't need to do any of the prep that we did, He just has to show up and watch.
Well, he gets a nat 2 in his history check. So, so he's, it's just like a frown of concentration. He's like, oh, well, I mean, all the stands change place every year. It's whoever gets good positions. But I think something like the Guess the Mimic, well, they don't tend to allow monsters inside Daggerford. I would imagine it'd be beyond the walls.
Alright, well, then I guess we really better get a move on. You guys all ready?
Question.
Ready as
So
ever.
we're saying there most likely is no real mimic.
Question. Who is wearing the hat disguise?
That
And
was
who
going
is
to be my
attuned to
question.
it? Because I'm assuming during this short rest we would have discussed the hat, and then
Yeah,
someone
it's
would
fair
have
to-
attuned to it.
So we can have a brief conversation over who you guys want to wear it. In terms of who's best at deception, it's Ravenous actually, and then Nanto. In terms of who's like best equipped as a player, up to
I am
you
not
guys.
equipped for this.
I mean-
or do we want to do the opposite? Have the person who's the worst at deception have the hat.
My deception is fairly high, DM.
Someone?
Oh, of course, yeah. Paladin's deception. I forgot. There we
I'm a
go.
charisma character, yeah.
Ah, those shady paladins.
Yeah,
So up to you guys.
I'm a face. Yeah, out of character heads up, because otherwise I'll feel bad, just in case you guys haven't picked up on it yet. When Will has something to say, she's gonna say it. So if you guys are going in all stealthy, sneaky, someone should probably tell Will that. like I don't normally turn around and tell the other players, hey, do you want to tell my character what to do? But like I've been playing with you guys sort of 3 weeks, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
What were you gonna say, Burke?
Understood.
Burke?
So one thing is, looks like my laptop with the camera is giving up.
Oh yeah.
No.
Testing.
Hey, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. That's promising, but yeah, it's been attempting to give up on me. And
Okay.
second thing, yeah, I'm pretty sure that given that we know where the stall is, and we have the cloaks and a hat of disguise specifically for this occasion, I think we're going the sneaky road.
Yeah, sneaky sounds good.
If
I mean-
you need a person to insist that there is no mimic, I'm your man.
Somebody
I mean-
just needs to tell Will.
I mean, I'm just saying, Nanto is equally as bad at, saying the
don't
right
say.
thing sometimes.
I picked up on it. I got some inclination.
So,
He-
Lyra, what it is?
I was gonna-
Yeah.
Nanto the kind of guy where it's like, if we're trying to be sneaky and someone finds us and is like, hey, what are you doing? Nanto's like, oh, we're just sneaking around trying not to get caught.
Yeah. That's exactly what I imagine he'd say.
I mean, like, okay, so what are we doing?
Right.
We're sitting here in the room.
Right. We
Lyra
still
and-
have 42 minutes, more or less. So no one knows where the mimic stall is.
No,
Guess
so
we'll
we
need
better
to just
go,
go
and
ahead
get
and look
ask.
for it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
we,
and well,
Lyra
when we
pulls
say
out
asking,
What's up, Baruch?
Go on, bro.
and when we say asking, we do mean asking, not shaking them down. They have some information
Looks at
they
Will.
might not want to tell us.
What are
Let
you
us
talking about?
at least try to make them tell.
I can
Look.
make them talk.
I have ways of making them talk.
I can make them talk.
Long story
What?
short,
You guys not
they
seen
will
that
die
black
and run
armored
away
guy?
before.
Alright. Okay.
Have you seen her shake people down? I
Hang
mean,
on.
just saying. What?
Okay.
We're
You're
going
not helping
for...
Nanto.
You can reach out, very touchy-feely, doesn't ask permission, grabs Baruch by one of the tusks and pulls his head towards her to focus. Hello? We listening? She nods his head.
Right.
Alright,
I'd like to roll against that.
sure.
Ooh,
So that's
bring it
gonna be
on.
Contested athletics check.
Very much a tomboy, not asking permission.
Just grabbing people's tusks.
Oh, yeah.
Grabbing tusk.
It's a 21 from Burke. 25 from Will. They're both. I mean, they've both got like rather strong muscles at work, and yeah, Burke, you felt.
This tearing of biceps.
Well, it's neck versus bicep, and bicep wins. So yeah, Burke just finds himself inextricably drawn in. What were you saying?
Yeah, it's not the most honorable of positions, but she just. What I was saying is, we need to try and talk to them before we
That's-
order them in.
Yeah, alright, okay, alright. Listen, we're going in for justice, right? We're not just going in swinging.
We're there to make
The-
friends.
The person we'll find most likely is a lowly goon. But what we saw from the letter, someone a bit bigger is involved. Do you
Awesome.
remember the initials DK?
Yeah,
Donkey
I
Kong.
remember. So,
So
We're not
the letter we
going
have
in.
is signed by that person.
I'm gonna reach out
We
and
need to
grab the
figure
other
out who
tusk
it
at this
is.
point.
Oh God.
Because I'm
Um,
being interrupted, and Will is not a patient individual. So, we're going in for justice, right? Not Baruch.
Can't do it.
I'm sorry.
He
Yes, he
is.
doesn't.
Yeah, he kind of, as soon as he's able, he takes a step or two back and just goes,
That's fair.
Don't try that again.
Don't interrupt anymore. Jeez. Sticks. So we're not gonna be killing everybody. And we
Why
want
would
to
we
take
kill
it.
anybody? So confusing. We're just going there to talk.
She
At
has
least
a
he
very
knows.
bemused look on her face.
As if the concept of not murdering everyone is just strange.
No! That's not the problem! It's the constant interruptions so that you can't get a word in edgewise. So it's just Will with a very bemused expression. Alright.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm missing the way that you guys like to do these things. But I gotta ask. Since you want information, why not just let me question the guy?
I
Because we're
think he
trying
will
to make
tell us
friends.
more.
Go-
What
go- go.
Vento said, to be honest.
Yeah. So because you want to make friends.
Yeah, we want to make friends.
Take us
And I've
to
seen-
the main place that they all live. We could get.
And I have
into
seen
their
the-
hideout. Sorry.
And I've
because
seen-
it's. Sorry, go on.
And I have seen the rigorous way in which you question people.
I didn't
Because-
touch the guy.
Because
I
it's
just scared him a
easier.
little.
Because it's easier to start nice and get mean later than it is to go the other way around.
Alright. So what do you need me for? Because if you guys haven't noticed, I'm kind of just the muscle. I smile to Dorth like he knows.
When that smile happens, Lyroon looks at Dorth. Hey, Dorth, what's your last name by any chance?
Oh no.
Oh. No. Let me think about what. Let me see if I wrote it down.
If it starts with a K, I'm gonna punch him.
Pendriff. Pendriff. Why?
Good. No, just wanted to check something. Wanted to check to see if we were being very, very, very stupid.
Oh, if he was DK.
He was
Imagine
DK.
me
this
all
whole
along.
time. Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys want to go in there, make friends, go into their base, and then start smashing stuff. What the hell do you need me for? What in Tartarus do you need me for?
Well,
We did plan to go as far. And he just trails off at that point.
What about you, Lyroon?
I'm imagining that at some point something's going to go wrong, and they're going to try to bolt. It'd be very nice to have other people in other parts of the area to make sure they fail when they bolt. If I can't catch them.
I've seen how fast you can run.
And above all else, Will,
I can only
you're
run in one direction.
Above all else, Will, you're our friend. So it only makes sense that you would come along with us.
I mean, you've known me 2 days.
And that's more than enough to make a beautiful, blossoming friendship.
Aww.
It's like the naivest character. It's so cute.
Just the best.
I mean, Will agrees. Yeah, okay.
That was enough. Because we're friends. Okay.
Just making sure we got this record straight. You guys are gonna be... Am I allowed to do this on stream? You guys are gonna be pussyfooting around with this guy at the stall for a while. We're eventually gonna make our way to his base, provided he tells you anything that's true. Still think I should work him over. And then we're gonna deal with the Crimson Cleavers once and for all. Is that about right?
Yes.
Yes.
We will convince them kindly to leave.
Hey,
I mean-
if it works, I'm not going to complain. What's up, Brooke?
Crimson Cleavers, yeah, we've gotten rid of some of them. Guess where the cloaks came from. And going to get rid of the rest of them. But for now, let's see what they tell if they think we are part of the Cleavers. And then we can figure out all the rest once they're properly caught.
All right. Well, sure. If I learned anything from working with farmers, only way to get rid of weeds is from the roots, or something. So, okay. All right. Fine. She acquiesces. I'll try and not punch things. That is hard for her to say. That's the spirit. Puts on her helmet. Her voice changes slightly from, inside a closed helmet, which probably makes it easier to see why a lot of people mistake Will for a man.
And the name.
The name helps. So
The name and helmet combo.
big, bulky armor. All right, so then we really do need to find this stall. Are you guys ready? I'm all for drinking, but let's take the bottles with us at this point. Oh, hey, Doris, we're leaving you behind. No offense, kid, but I don't want to see you get killed.
Oh, well. I'd rather hope to actually come along, watch you guys in action.
Nah.
It's the middle of the carnival, right?
You know how in the arena, Will step up. Not too close, because I imagine she towers over this guy. Also, she keeps calling him kid.
Can
I have no
Lyroon do
idea
the help
how
action?
old he is. Lyroon get the help action, sure, I guess. In the arena, you guys are in the stands. There's all those fancy nets in the way. That's not just to make it harder to see the action, that's to make sure that the dragon doesn't spit acid on you. Believe me, we don't want that.
Oh. You can see he genuinely looks disheartened.
Will does not care. She doesn't want to see him killed, and that's more important to her.
That's more important than his happiness.
Yeah, him being alive.
Him being alive is more important.
Yeah, so she goes on.
Details.
Yeah, she goes on. Where we're going, there's no safety net. So, sorry, not sorry. We can walk you up until the stalls, but then you're out of here. Very blunt, very straightforward.
Yeah, he just sort of his head slowly dips down with each sentence until he's just looking down. He's laughing. He's like, okay, I'll go in amusement next time. I'll go amuse myself. There are many.
I don't need to know about that, but whatever rocks you go.
And he just he starts getting up to his feet and letting himself out.
Good man. I give him a hearty slap on the shoulder and let him leave.
He sort of staggers.
Slightly bad.
1d8 damage.
1d8 damage.
Smite.
I wish my unarmed attacks did a D8. Jeez.
They do if you smite him.
It does a rapier. They do with spite. I'm not gonna spite.
So he sort of staggers to the side from the impact, and then just carries on walking out. Okay, so you're gonna go try and find the stall.
Yeah, let's go. ask around,
Actually, Lyroon pulls out the sending stones and says, let's split up to cover ground. We can contact each other once we find it.
Are you guys that worried about finding one stall?
There's a lot of stalls.
Yeah, you've seen this.
It's a big city.
Yeah, you've seen there's at least 5 dozen stalls from what you've seen.
Right,
So
but I'm
far.
not planning on checking them, and will say this. I'm not planning on checking the stalls one by one. I'm just gonna ask. Doris already said it's probably outside the walls, so we'll head over to the stalls that are nearest that and ask around.
I like that idea.
There you go.
All right.
Sounds like it might be worth it.
Yeah,
So
I get a
Or
good
think
idea
they
every
will
once in a
tell
while.
us no.
Just don't
Now-
get used to it. They don't come a lot.
So
Now come on, we're wasting enough time. Let's go have some fun.
Let's go have some
Onward.
fun. I mimic Nanto and I follow after him, and it's not like it's flattering. She thinks he's fun.
So he will merrily skip out of the door.
I'm not gonna skip. It's gonna be difficult to do in armor, but I'll follow.
Clunk.
Well, he will skip as well as a 6 Dex Warforged can skip.
There you go. Maybe I can skip as well as you do. We go to the stalls.
Yeah, you both clumsily
guys?
stick. So, Lyrene, what are you doing with the sending stones? You've got one. Who's got the other?
I have it currently at the minute.
Yeah.
Ravenous has it currently. Okay, Ravenous Burke, what are you guys doing?
I am giving, a long sigh, look at Ravenous and Lyroon. I didn't expect Ravenous of all people to be what I'm looking for, a moral support here, but well, let's try and find it then. He dons the cloak and follows after the remaining two.
Are the red cloaks that you're wearing? So I know that it's from the red cloaks, but are they unique in any way, or because I'm wearing a red cloak?
I'm pretty sure they have a Crimson Cleaver symbol on them, do they not?
No, they're just bright crimson colour. That's
Okay,
the
so I'm
identifier.
kind of covered. Am I understanding that right, DM?
Vaguely. Like, if anyone was to look closely and compare the two cloaks, they'd obviously see the difference, but broadly, you're wearing a red cloak.
Yeah, I'm an armored person in a red cloak. I don't know.
Yeah. Ravenous, what are you doing?
And I'm just gonna follow on.
Okay. So you're
Do
following
we
the
all
party.
want to just go and ask for where the stall is? Is there anybody that wants to do something else?
And Lyroon has the hat, and it's on, and he is currently disguised as, there was a Crimson Cleaver guy,
Maybe.
not,
You have to be Cagebeard.
No,
Page bears,
there is a
definitely.
specific one that in the letter it was saying
Oh.
to be, but I will not prompt it. But
He was named Splinter. It helps.
and Lyroon can't remember exactly who it was. Says, "Hey Baruch, do you still have that letter?"
Yep. Yeah, give me a moment. There it is. Yep. Splinter was the one you're after.
Who? Sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't hear.
so yeah, I mean,
Splinter.
reading the letter, you'd be able to find the information. It was addressed to Splinter, but specifically in the letter, it was saying it's Patchy specifically. They were wanting
Would
to
you
meet.
even
meet
know
at the
who
store.
they were called?
Oh, crap, I can't read. Yes,
Yeah.
you are correct.
Patchy, you could probably guess just based on he was the only person who's wearing an eye patch during the entire
Okay, fair
encounter.
enough. Yeah, okay.
So you make yourself look like Patchy as you're walking out. Is that right, Lyrian?
Yep,
Yep. Okay. So
complete
we are
with its
wearing-
own crimson cloak because it you can do clothing with the disguise.
yeah.
And we are wearing our crimson cloaks.
Yeah, you're all dressed to the nines. So who's helming on finding out where the stall is?
One thing I'd say is we should be careful not to, if word gets around that people are asking specifically for the mimic stall, like too many people, it might look a bit suspicious. So we'd have to be careful about who we choose.
If we ask it all at once, I mean, it'll just look like we're normal party goers.
I
Hmm.
like the sounds of that. Hey, should we worry about the fact that I'm more recognizable with my armor on? I mean, if you guys aren't
Perhaps
worried,
you
neither am I.
shouldn't be with the one last.
I think you'll be fine.
Okay. Hey,
I can always turn you invisible.
That's a good idea.
I
But
can turn
Also,
both of us
so
invisible.
can Nanto.
Can he?
Can he?
With my newly attuned bandore.
Ah!
Oh,
okay, well, there's a plan, and I imagine that we're walking through some of the stalls at this point.
indeed.
How about once we find out where the Tartars this stall is?
I love your curses; they're just the best.
Thank you. Lyroon is looking like a pirate. No.
Patchy, I can't remember what he actually looks like because that was like 3 years ago.
So Patchy, if you guys have watched the film Tangled, there's the Stabbington brothers. He's the one with the eye patch. But yeah, let me grab the image so you can have the reference. But essentially, you look like a broad-shouldered thug with an eye patch.
So we got one guy who's looking like Patchy. And Ravenous, yeah, if you're up for making us invisible down till maybe you can help out too, then all this guy who sent the letter is gonna see is the guy that he sent for. No explanations needed. Hey, I'm Patchy. I'm heading to the Crimson Cleavers. We all follow when we're invisible. Sounds good.
Well, I could play the Song of Sight. That makes you invisible.
Yeah, well, you know what, Nanto? You've been talking a lot about singing songs, but I still haven't heard you singing any yet.
Well, that's just what makes it special.
Yeah, good idea, Ravenous. You get a friendly punch to the shoulder.
Ravenous goes flying into the next stage.
Ravenous has been knocked unconscious.
Okay, so put a helmet on the taller guy, and then that's what it looks like with Lyroon standing next to Will.
So,
In fact, actually put a hat on the second hat because Lyron wasn't taking off the straw hat.
Yeah, so DM, I'm literally going to turn to we head, to sort of the outskirt of the party, and I'm going to turn to somebody who's running the place, like a juggler or some kind of a performer if there is one.
Jugglers on the world.
Somebody on stilts, I don't know.
He might look down on you.
Well, they would have. Okay. Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't stop myself.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you make your way out. You troop your way out of Will's apartment. Lyroon now appearing as Patchy. Who of you is invisible now? It's
Nobody right now.
Not yet. You're holding off on that, and you start making your way towards the gates of Daggerfall, knowing that it's probably outside somewhere, but not quite knowing where. And you're just going to try and ask someone. Sorry, Will?
Yeah, I'm looking for a performer. So my thinking here is, and Will has been here a couple of the years that this has happened. So I don't feel bad saying she should probably know people who are hired to perform in the streets are moving around and are probably more likely to know where stalls are. So I'm trying to pick a performer to ask about it. Plus, she likes bards.
Okay. Give me... Actually, no. I mean, they're wandering everywhere. It's pretty easy to come across one. So, yeah, you soon spy as redskin tiefling. He's juggling just quite merrily in the streets, and he's just sort of... There's no obvious way to actually give him any reward. He just seems to be doing it of his own accord for fun, and just enjoying the revelry. And so, yeah, you make your way up to him. What do you say?
You guys mind if I talk to him?
Oh, be my guest.
Sounds good. Hey, buddy. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Hi.
And he just finishes juggling. It's when you look more closely, what he's juggling, they're like curved miniature sabers. And he just starts catching them one at a time, and then sliding them into the sheaves at his side. And he just gives a nod.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, there's little jingly charms around his horns, and they just jingle as he nods his head.
Nanto claps.
Well,
I'm impressed.
Well, thank you. What can I help you with?
I heard about the stall. Supposed to be going there, but I'm not sure where it is. You got any idea where there's a mimic stall? It's supposed to be a real party.
All the stalls are mimics, but you don't know it.
And
that's the twist.
Will's helmet is on. This is, in general, if she's outside, the helmet is on.
Yeah, and he doesn't seem to recognise you. He's a carnival folk who's visiting. So he settles a hand onto the triple sheaves of the swords at his hip, and he's just like, I guess a mimic store. I'd have thought that'd be over at the Monster Fair. I think they set up just outside the gates. You head out on your left, about 5-minute walk, easy enough to find. Just if you see griffins, and he just looks up at the sky, and you can see actually there's a griffin currently circling overhead. Just have a look where they're landing, and that should lead you there.
Well, see, I'm not sure if it's actually mimics, but it is called Guess the Mimics. So, I mean, good as guess as any, right? Didn't catch your name, bud.
Tiefling names are
name right now.
yeah. Tiefling names are always really difficult.
Fun fact: most tiefling names are actually Arabic. I don't know why. When D&D, like when Wizards decided to make up Infernal, all the tiefling names are Arabic words. So like Malik is angel, right? With this theme that the tieflings have. So he can be called Ahmar. It means
Yeah.
red.
No, he is called Dancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not Ahmar, but okay.
His name is Dancer. He juggles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's Dancer.
He makes the daggers dance. Huh?
Yeah,
Ah.
that is my reasoning.
Or it
Dancer.
is now anyway. Yeah, I just wanted to thank him. I didn't need anything. Dancer. Well, I mean, do your parents call you that? Never mind. Doesn't matter. Cool. Thanks.
Do
Good
your
to know.
parents? Do your parents
This
know that
baby
you're telling?
shall be called Dancer. Sir, he can't walk. Don't worry about that.
No, he will.
And he just smiles, like waves his hand, he gives a little bow, and holds out a hand.
Yeah, I'll give him 5 silver.
Yeah, I'm going to fling a copper coin into that arm.
Yeah.
5 silver
Mind
and
if I
a
roll
copper.
Yes.
Mind
big
if I
difference there.
roll-
Sorry,
What's up,
Burke.
Brooke?
Mind if I roll performance to see if it lands anywhere close to his extended palm?
Yeah, go for it. Let's see.
It does
gonna
not.
You just throw a copper onto the ground at his feet.
Yeah, it just kind of, I flick the coin, and it just kind of falls a feet in front of him.
As I'm
hold on.
placing the silver in his hand, you
And,
throw
and she
the copper at his
just
feet.
and I just continue scurrying onwards, not even looking at what I've just done.
I have
look
a
at-
follow-up. Seeing that it's missing, could I use my telekinesis to make it abnormally bounce into his hand?
You can certainly try. Give me a dexterity check, just for accuracy.
Oh!
It's difficult with
you-
telekinesis. Well, your spellcasting ability, actually, I think, with your telekinesis.
Okay.
Charisma check.
Meanwhile, Will
yeah.
looks at Dancer and is like, "The hell was that? Does this happen a lot to you?" I'm just giving him the money.
I mean, we all gonna make ends meet some way. And then, yeah, just the coin just leaps up back out of the air and lands into his palm, and he just looks at it. Okay. And starts like sliding it into his pocket and looking warily at you. It's like people throwing money on the floor and then like throwing it back up into the air to somehow bounce into his palm, but it's only a copper. And he's just looking a bit concerned and nonplussed. But
Oh,
Hey, man.
Nanto is motionless during the whole thing.
What are Ravenous and Lyroon doing through this fiasco?
kind of looking like children.
and yeah, I mean, and it's pretty scary visage. It's this like one, yeah, it's got his eye patch on, his massive, broad-shouldered guy, who's just like rubbing his forehead in frustration at the situation.
But he's the mother hen. And Ravenous?
Mostly just distracted by all the lights and the fun things going on, so just can't keep her attention in one
Indeed.
place.
Speaking of which, Ravenous, while this is going on then, as you're paying attention to other things, you would start to get a feel for some of the other stalls that are around. So you'd have seen some of the other games that are on. Yeah. So you can see there's just opposite this juggler, there seems to be, that classic cup game where you put something under them and you start switching them around and you've got to see which one it's under.
I was really good at that in high school.
Yeah. So,
Right, yeah, okay, yeah.
so you can see that, and
Finding
there's someone
the
like
ball or ripping people off?
Eva.
Both.
We don't know.
And there's like a crowd nearby, and you can just hear a cheer go up as someone apparently has managed to guess correctly and win a significant amount of gold. You also see nearby there's there's also the demolished cart from Will's antics earlier. It looks like someone sent like a massive stone block out of the sky, and it just plummeted into the middle. And it's just shattered shrapnel of wood everywhere. And there's a guy, despite that, he's got like a little table set up, and he's like tried to get some of his wares back out on it, but no one's really paying any attention now.
He's been
No,
paid.
Yeah,
No idea what happened there. No idea.
definitely not.
Just like,
Shame.
Yeah, Ravenous.
Shame.
Do you have any reaction to any of those, or are you just investigating them, looking at them?
mostly just investigating.
Okay.
Well,
Anything else?
Dancer, I'm sorry for my friends. Thanks. And I'll just move over to Ravenous. Kind of see that she's distracted. Smile. You can't see it because she's wearing a helmet. Alley-oop. And I will scoop up Ravenous, and unless she struggles, have her sit on my shoulder and kind of haul her. I think that'll give you a better view of the fair, don't you think?
Oh,
Just
it's
Ravenous way.
I mean, I'm definitely like not a small character.
I mean, you're not small, but you're also
I imagine
not
like
Brooke.
I imagine like sitting
You know?
like you'd sit on your dad's shoulders like when
Yeah.
you're a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just like
head,
"Whoa."
legs either side. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
like that. And just as you're walking away, Dancer just takes the blades back out. And he just holds one up and sort of gives a mock salute of it. Never apologize for your friends. And he starts just juggling once more and walking away down the street.
Aww.
That's good advice.
So
And you did say that we're friends now, right, Nanto?
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't we be?
exactly.
I mean, I know I thanked you guys, for helping getting me out of that dungeon. But you guys are all right. I figured that's worth saying too.
Oh,
Thank
why?
you.
Thank you.
You too, Baruch. Quit pouting.
Oh, wait, he's not pouting. That's just his face.
Wow.
The speed of him walking towards the city gate just quickens a touch.
Oh come on! I'm playing with you. Smile. I'm sorry. There's probably echo in this room.
No, you're
We
good.
will force you to have fun.
So he's already about 20 feet ahead of you because he started walking a bit earlier. So yeah,
Smile! I'm trying to get you to smile. Come on, Ravenous, we better keep up. I say, and I give a little skip just to jostle her, but I'll follow.
Oh, and I'm like swinging my legs, and just a little bit annoyingly, just like banging my heels on your armor, making noise arbitrarily.
Oh, Will doesn't seem to mind. Like she's used to it somehow.
Somehow she's used to annoyances.
She's
Yeah.
used to dealing with children.
Yeah, dealing. That's actually exactly where I was going with that. She is used to dealing with children.
So you continue making your way out of the town of Daggerford towards the farmer's gate, the gate that you've always used for going on all your adventures as well to slay various living crops. On your way, you see a few more carnival stands, a few more games. You see one that looks like it's people picking up heavy sacks and tossing them over their shoulder to try and hit a certain target. There's another one that's like an archery range, and there's people laughing as people utterly fail coming anywhere close to hitting their marks and just arrows plopping onto the ground.
Once we're finished having fun kicking the cleaver tails, we're really gonna have to come back and have fun just beating all these stalls, huh?
Oh, I know. There's so many prizes to win.
And they're all rigged. You know that they came into Adventure Town. They are expecting us to be good at it. There's no way it's a fair game.
You say that, but the one that I tried weren't expecting me.
It's gone quite well so far.
Yeah, it has. You still got that doll?
100% success rate, Baroque. You're statistically
so?
wrong.
Oh, well.
How so?
See, all right. And we
Well,
are
if you look...
still heading.
Oh, sorry.
No, we are still heading towards the plot, but will say, "Well," and then Nanto, go ahead.
If you look at that cart over there, that was us.
You destroyed the card.
No. See, I warned them. Ravenous, I did. I warned them. Looking up, to Ravenous, sort of like up here. I told them that they should let me use my own hammer. I know my strength. I know how to wield my own damn weapon. But they said that I had to use the hammer at the stall. So I did, and I swung it a little bit too hard. The good news is that the hammer didn't smash.
It's true, the hammer was in one piece.
Yeah, I didn't break it or anything.
Well,
However, the
couldn't say
card
the
was
same
very...
about that card.
Nope.
Oh, it was very much destroyed.
So what was that, Bert?
Well, I guess that's one point in your favor then. Though I can't imagine that guy was too happy about your performance.
It was fine. We took care of it. Didn't we, Nanto?
Oh, we took care of it quite well.
Instead of
You
taking the
even-
winnings, I just... Oh, go ahead, bud.
He just leans in and just the man with the cart was paid a large sum of money.
Yeah, instead of taking the winnings, I'll let him have it. Everybody's happy.
Fair enough. Fair
Now,
enough.
what's this about it being 1 point in my favor?
Well, if you really insist on us going through all the stalls, surely you won't take it as a challenge. Right?
They're real competitive, huh?
You started it this morning.
Yeah, but there's only so much getting my armored butt kicked that I can take. My pride is fragile. And she doesn't sound serious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, really?
Yeah, about as fragile as my tusks, I assume.
No, your tusks are more fragile. Really, I didn't expect to be able to yank you around like that. She's gonna reach out to try and do it again.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Burke just swats the arm as soon as he sees the motion.
Yeah, and Will laughs. She's having fun. She's enjoying this. Man, I haven't... Oh, crap. Oh, I haven't adventured with a group in a while. We better get
It's
there.
fun, isn't it?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That implies that you've adventured before.
Yeah.
You must tell me of your stories of your old crew. How many were there? Were there 5, 10, 20, 30, 500 maybe? Were you in a legion of adventurers?
3,500.
Oh, yes?
There's lots of time for good tales, but none of it is today. Come on, we're almost late for
Aw.
this.
He looks genuinely saddened at that.
Hey, don't look sad. I'll tell you all about it.
Yay!
While I've been on Will's shoulders, have I been able to spot where the griffins are in the sky and where they're landing?
Give me a perception check.
Mm.
I was waiting for someone to ask me that.
And I was just biding my time.
Perhaps with advantage?
I mean, you can't really help someone spot. You can't help someone's eyes, but you can.
Sure,
help,
I can.
you can each
I can
do.
put them on my shoulders.
Yeah,
No, I'm kidding.
yeah.
But
I'm
it is
kidding, I'm
from a good
joking.
vantage point.
To be
Does
fair, I
nobody
could
have
just be like,
Does
guidance.
no one have guidance? There we go. Thank you. With guidance.
Yes, you can certainly do that. Well, let's see how Ravenous rolls, and then apply guidance as well.
I do not
Oh my
have
gosh.
any
I'm
extra
way too
abilities.
animated today.
Oh god.
So that's a 3. So even with guidance, yeah, I mean, you can see
Ooh,
there's,
shinies.
you can see. Well, there are some shinies around actually, because there's a fair few wealthy people in town. But looking up, you can see there's griffins flying around, but you can't see any that seem to be taking off a landing right now. The rest of you are welcome to make perception checks as well, though, given that you have
Yeah,
the knowledge.
I'll be like, hey guys, I can't see where these griffins are going. They're just circling around at the minute. Anyone seeing where they're landing?
Nope, sorry, distracted by your tail.
Flip, 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 right in your
Is
face like
a
a cat.
19
Yeah.
good?
Let me take a
19.
good old-fashioned try.
Damn!
There's the nat 20. So
He is
yeah,
going to stand on his tiptoes in one of the cliche, Even though he has a hat on, he is still going to be blocking the sun out with a hand.
in front of the hat,
Why
in
don't you
fact. So it's,
just adjust the... Yeah.
yeah. So Lyru and Nanto, you both look up after Ravenous comments. So she's been able to see those griffins indeed fly. This pair of you immediately spot, based on one of them seems to be gaining height, and you can just work out where it's roughly coming from. Yeah, it's, as described, it'll be just out the gates in just a few minutes to your left, basically. It's not too far a walk away. You just need to be able to get there without getting distracted. And on your way, you see there are many more distractions, many more carnival games. There's that classic duck game where you have to try and hook them and bring them over to you. And actually, for Ravenous, there's quite a few distractions. You can see there's various wealthy-looking folk with jewelry on them walking around who don't seem petite.
But I don't I see. I've clocked here that my party members don't like when I steal from people who don't deserve it. So Ravenous is kind of trying really hard to kind of look away and check out her own like shinies that she
He's
has.
so cute.
Just like
She's
staring
like-
down at the emerald on her chest of the necklace.
Yeah, just, literally just like, oh, if I don't see them and I see my own, then I'll be a good person.
Apparently, if you cross the minds of a magpie and a cat, you get ravenous.
Pretty much.
I like that. Yeah, that's
Yep.
good. So yeah, you can see there's various noble folk, but you're trying your best to ignore them. Burke, you actually see there is one carnival stall as well that seems quite appealing to you. It's not so much a stall. It's more like a square of cleared out area on the ground. And standing in the middle of it, there's hang on, let me get the art up. But there's do you know the race Leonin?
Yeah, cat people from
Ooh.
Ravnica. Or not
They're like-
Ravnica,
Lion.
sorry.
Lion people,
Big cat people.
big cat people.
Strength instead of dex.
Yeah, exactly.
What about them? What are they doing?
So you can see there's this lion-esque fellow who's proudly proclaiming, "Test your might. See if you can land a single hit on me, and I will pay you." And he starts tossing up this bag of gold into the air and catching it. "This bag of gold is considerable gold after I've already defeated several opponents today, like this one." And he like gestures down with the rapier towards this opponent laying on the ground before him. He's not so much like bloodied, he's more just absolutely knackered, just really tired after this exhausting bout with this guy. And he said, "Come, see if you can face Tia Boldheart. Test your mettle. How about you?" And he like actually points to Will and Burrick, seeing two sturdy-looking fellows, and Lyroon
I
as
know
well,
him?
actually.
Have I seen him before?
No, new face, carnival folk. And gestures to Lyroon as well, because you currently look like Patchy, who's the kind of person who would fight in such a place. So he's like in this like cut square. So how about you? And he's like seems to be sort of taunting you.
How much time do we have left?
Hey,
Good
come on, we're on a
question.
schedule on the way back.
Yeah, you've got.
I'll let you rack up the gold and take it all from you all at once, buddy.
Okay, so yeah, you got about. I think after the time to get out of your apartment and talk to the juggler, make your way through the stalls, plus the amount of time you think it will take you to get to where you need to go, you've probably got about 20 minutes of leeway.
Cool.
But who knows?
Sure.
So you're saying we could beat him up real quick?
Lyroon
Come
will
on,
do something.
Let's go find the place first, you guys.
Lyroon will say, you know, let's see what he can do. I'll join up with you in a second.
Oh, come, Lyroon. We'll just
Question.
hit the stall on the way back.
Does the hat of disguise also change the voice of the wearer, or is Lyrian gonna have to put on like a funny accent?
You can certainly try.
Can you be like, "Oh, you've got to do it a Cockney. That's what they all were." So you've got to be like, "Oi, mate."
Excuse me, I would like to veto because I don't want to submit myself to an American trying to do a Cockney accent.
Oh, that's fair, because I can't do a Cockney accent, so I doubt what yours would like.
Oh,
that.
I can do a wonderful, terrible accent. Don't worry.
I can certainly try.
I mean, T.O. Boldheart does not know what Patchy is meant to sound like, so it might just be an incongruous voice.
I think it just comes out with.
Oh no, I mean just in general. Yeah, I mean in general for when we meet the other guy.
Exactly. Actually, you know, Lyron will actually be practicing his a deeper voice instead of a kind of the soft spoken Elvish that he normally talks in.
You're gonna confuse Windra.
And we'll say, so what are the rules in this little game of yours?
All right. Well, it looks like we've lost Lyroon. You guys, I'll lower Ravenous. Why don't I go see if I can find the stall, and I'll meet you back here. That way, one of us is getting work done. Jeez.
Yeah, I'll have a look as well.
Sure.
Actually,
you wanna ride on my
try
shoulders?
not to get yourself kids.
Well, I believe that if we're going to be splitting up, well, Patchy needs someone to cheer them on. You can do it. I'll be right here.
Thanks.
And what about you, Ravenous?
Stick around as well.
Yeah, you're gonna watch
I
the
also
duel.
have a quick question.
Mhm.
The person who seems to be by on the ground by Tantior, does he seem at all familiar? Does he seem to be just some local, a carny goer, an adventurer, a Forge certified adventurer?
He
And one we'd
looks.
know of.
He looks like an adventurer. Give me a perception check.
The certified part is a good question.
Yeah. Therefore, the perception check. 12. You can see he's got some kind of badge on him. You can't tell what. It could have been a badge for the Forge. It could have been a badge for what adventure party's part of. Who knows?
Invisible hand it is then.
Could have been a badge of participation.
Yeah.
The participation trophy.
Could just be his favorite. You know, he could be just be a sports fan. So, Will and Burrock start making their way off towards the Farmer's Gate to go find out where the carnival
No
is.
piggyback? Come on, we'd look adorable. She's just trying to get Baruch to smile.
You're serious.
No,
You
not
could
at all.
No.
Go.
Burrock's face, I imagine, is like Judge Dredd. It's just this perpetual slight grimace.
Baruch,
I wouldn't say Judge Dredd has a slight grimace.
Yeah,
that is
incredible
heavy
grimace.
An
grimace.
underestimation
Yeah,
of
that's
that.
fair. Okay,
Yeah, no.
so to Lyroon's question, when you're asking about the rules, he gives like a dramatic like whirl of his rapier. It's somewhat reminiscent actually to Masalas when you found him in the dungeon. He managed to get. Actually, you wouldn't have seen it, but anyway. Oh, it's simple, really. It's the first opponent to get to 3 touches wins the game and wins this pouch of gold. And if I defeat you, it'll be 25 gold pieces, my friends. If you defeat me, though, you get the entire contents of today's winnings so far, and he gives it another heft into the air. They are considerable.
How armored does he look?
He's the equivalent of studded leathers, but he looks pretty light on his feet.
Fuck.
You don't have to fight him.
Don't be absurd. Of course you have to fight him.
His existence is a challenge to me.
Okay, sorry. I need to think. I never actually asked, so this is the wrong time to ask. Of course, is Tasha's optional character stuff approved for ARC stuff?
Probably by now, yeah. But as you say, probably not right now is the right time to ask and start messing around with things.
So specifically the one that allows me to get extra hit to my attacks by using key.
I didn't know it was a thing.
Sure.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yay!
You can use up your key just before the dramatic thing. Sure.
Of course.
I don't see how this
attack.
could go wrong at all.
The DM strongly disadvises this. I don't think that's a word, but it is now.
Yeah.
Now it is now.
Okay. So while you're working it out, so Ravenous, you
it's worked out. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
yep,
good.
okay.
So yeah, I step up and go. All right. It pulls out 25 gold out of
his disguise.
Yes.
Yeah, and it does look a bit weird. Like you slip your hand in, and it just sort of seems to go and just slurps, not slurp, but just disappears, phases through the skies. And like where you're putting your hand, it's actually like a bit too low, like because he's so much taller than you. It's added a bit of height, so you just look like you're trying to get money out of your thigh. But then you produce gold, and he's just like. Okay.
Minus money.
Yeah, he
Just
just
because it's a glamour.
yeah, exactly. He just settles like one fist firmly planted upon a hip, the rapier before him, just ready. Come at me if you dare.
How about that?
You can do it, Patchy. I believe in you with the fullest of my capabilities.
Is that an inspiration? A bardic inspiration?
It is not a bardic inspiration.
Okay.
No,
all right.
because
Okay.
we've got stuff to do.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright.
That's fine.
So for the sake of
yeah.
expediency, roll me up 3 attacks.
3 attacks. Cool beans. Actions. Unarmed. All right. Unarmed. That's a miss. And that's second hit. Sorry, it better be a second hit. I assume he doesn't have more AC than Tiamat.
No. So yeah, you how are you doing this? It's just unarmed strikes.
Yeah. So Patches and yeah, actually, can I do 3? Can I do an additional unarmed attack? So flurry of blows. So 1 round of 4 attacks.
So the what he specifies the first of 3 hits. So
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Sorry. Lyroon, walks in there. At first it's, that slow, shoulder walk, trying to do that. But, with, a gallant stroll. And as soon as, gets close, kind of drops that to kind of drop lower, zoom in, and go with, a pow, with, a right hand, hook, a knee that isn't nearly close enough at all, and then shoots to his back and does another left hand punch right to the side, kind of like kidney.
Mm-hmm. And as you're making these movements, you can see he's confused. He's expertly trying to move out of the way, but then your body isn't actually what your body appears, and it's really throwing him off his stride. Initially, actually, he gets his rapier up and tries to smash aside your hand, but then it just blurs through the hand because Patchy's arms are about 2 inches longer than yours. And so what would have been quite a painful rap to the knuckles actually just phases through, and then wham, and you just slap him and he just staggers back from it. And obviously you're not trying to hurt, he's just staggering back from it. And it's the second one though he's ready for, and he just actually leaps fully back, but he's a bit off balance, and the third one takes him fully. He comes back though with a rapid trio of riposte. So he starts moving that rapier, and again he's not trying to harm, but that very first one he just gives you a solid whack to the shoulder, and you can see he watches as the blade actually passes through your disguise and wraps you against the shoulder, and it's a decent sting behind it. And then he comes around again and use those monkish reflexes, back out of the way, to slap the blade out the side, and again he comes forward. What's your AC, sorry? 19? 18. So the third strike actually comes in. It's just a jab right to the chest, and you're able to pull yourself back, but it still just about pokes you. So he's gotten 2 hits on you, and you've got 2 hits on him.
Nice.
So
all right,
2 for 2. Give me three more attacks, and we'll see how this ends up.
Oh boy!
I'm definitely going to bonus action key point dodge though.
Okay, cool. I already pre-rolled these, so gosh, that makes my life a bit more difficult. That's absolutely fine. Okay, and then okay.
That's a 23.
That definitely hits.
I'll roll the other 2 anyway. So.
Yeah. So you actually come in with that strike with the palm coming. Actually, how do you want to do that palm strike?
Yeah, actually, palm strike sounds good.
Yep.
So, after that, that third attack, the one that, just barely, scraped, because Lyroon's, shifting to his left, trying to get to the side, and it's just a straight hit to the left hand hit to his just center chest. Mm-hmm. One that doesn't really hurt, but it really just knocks the wind out of you, and you're like...
Yeah. So as you're doing that, he's reaching forward with his rapier, and it's just simultaneous. The rapier touches you, your palm hits him, and you both get touched for the third time simultaneously. And he just gives you this lopsided grin, one more then. And then you just carry on seeing who can get to the next hit. So you follow up with another swing of your arm trying to smack against him, and he just nimbly moves himself out of the way. The third one is dead on target, and his second rapier stroke is coming straight towards you, and you just lean back Matrix style. The third one's coming straight towards him, dead on target, and he just brings up that rapier and smacks your wrist out of the way.
Neck and neck.
Yeah, it says parried. His third attack, because you're very lucky that you did your dodge. His third attack, what would have been perfectly on target, you just immediately lunge backwards, and it just lances straight past your shoulder. Well, it looks like we have a draw. I don't particularly like draws and he just chucks the gold purse up into the air and then catches it. The pot doesn't grow. I'll let you keep your money, or I'll let you have one more try.
Goes for it.
Okay.
So one more attack or one more round of attacks?
One more attack.
Boop. Yeah.
There you go. So you come swinging in. How do you want to do this?
Seeing that my
Kill.
Stunning strike.
Kill.
Hand of harm, necrotic damage. No.
Cute lion man with a curly mustache.
Oh, yeah, seeing that, my arms aren't nearly as long ranged as his rapier. As I'm sitting there, I kind of like look like I'm going for a punch, and then just shift on my side and do a roundhouse kick to the face.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's like, and immediately his rapier's swinging around to try and deflect, but then that you just leap up into the air and that leg swinging around, and it's just the moustache flopping merrily through the air, and he just like rocks back from the blow. Actually, the bag of gold that he had been catching and dropping just drops into the ground because he's too distracted. He sort of staggers backwards and looks genuinely surprised. Oh. Well, I suppose it was bound to happen eventually. Someone could meet their match. Very well. Have at it. Well earned, my friend. What's your name?
Patchy.
Patchy. Well, it seems appropriate.
For obvious reasons.
Yes. Well, kudos to you for not letting your disability hold you back. The gold is yours.
He actually threw the match.
He threw the match.
And like the crowd's all like cheering, like, "Way!" You seem happy to see this lion defeated, and already someone else is actually stepping forward, producing gold, even though there's going to be no pot. I mean, don't worry, I'll produce my own gold to make suitable pots. And he brings out another pouch of gold and starts chucking them in here. So I presume you collect your winnings, Lyrune?
I sure do. How much do I get?
You get 75 gold pieces. So it looks like
75 gold pieces.
So
Okay.
it looks like he
All
defeated
right,
3
For
people.
all those key points.
Is that profit or is it 50 profit?
Oh, sorry, 75 profit, including your
Nice.
25. So
So you get 100 back total.
yeah, effectively, yeah.
That's a lot of gold.
Not too bad.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
basically what adventuring days work. Okay.
but it's all for me. I'm gonna spend it all on
Booze.
apples.
Hats.
Nah,
I
hats.
muted it.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
realize how many apples is that?
Okay. So
It's a lot of apples.
meanwhile, Will Burke, you've been making your way out of town towards the west.
Yeah, so she goes, "Oh, come on, we'll look like a cute couple." And when asked if she was serious, immediately she answers, "No, no."
Absolutely not.
I mean, you didn't want your wall scraped by this amount of weapons. You do realize how pointy it is down there?
What, your ass?
Pointed.
No, all the blades just behind my ass. If you insist.
I mean, if they're not scraping you up, I think I'll be. Brooke, if you've never had a piggyback, that's not how it
No,
works. Well, okay, well, I was
That's-
joking before, but now I'm kind of serious. Do you want to piggyback ride? I'm not sure I could carry you for long, but hell, I'm up for a
I
try.
think I'm fine, Will. No, really, I'm fine.
Alright, sure.
Let's just
But
go find the stall.
Could you do me a favor though, Baruch? Like she stops him, she puts a hand on his shoulder.
Yep.
Could you plow and smile? You look so miserable.
At that point, he just kind of goes. I mean,
I've been
What-
trying to
what
make you
about?
smile all day and it's not working.
life's good even without smiling, to be honest. And he just, flashes a faint, it's not a smile of joy, but sort of, someone satisfied with life. It's good.
I'll take it.
It's all good here.
But yeah,
No.
you ain't gotta worry. Cursed by a love god. Not interested. No offense, but I'm not.
Curious. So
Why?
all those dates you promised Masalas and all?
I didn't. And
Well,
like, she tries to massage her temples, but she's wearing a helmet, so she just goes, "Conk."
Pong.
Where's your spoons there, Sammy? Thank you. Yes, she's like, no,
Gauntlet.
you got it all wrong. That's actually part of the curse. Do you really want to know about
Well-
this though?
I mean, can't hurt to know, in case I suddenly get an urge to ask you out.
Oh, God.
Oh god.
No.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, she
Oh.
just. And it's not like, ew, Baruch. It's like, oh, please, God, not again. Alright, look.
All in the name of safety for both of us.
Yeah, you're just morbidly curious.
Ooh,
She looks around.
what is this?
Tense
moody.
music.
She's trying to, like, keep her eyes out for the stall. Look, basically, I upset the goddess of love, beauty. I'm kind of cursed to have people just fall in love with me. And she's very awkward. She's being straightforward and honest, but she's not happy about it. The more I ignore it, the worse it gets. And, well, I'm not proud of it, but,
Well, if you live off arena wages, I could imagine that bringing a little extra.
I'm sure you don't mean what I think you mean, so what do you mean?
Oh, you know, gifts from someone who's a bit too hopeful.
Oh, come on. Do I really give off that kind of an impression? No, aside from the engagement ring from the guy whose heart I broke, not carrying any presents.
Interesting. Can I have a quick look?
I say depression.
Can I see that ring?
I don't have it on me. I'm not wearing it if that's what you mean. That's the heartbreaking part.
I see. Well,
You just
I
trying to
could
get
imagine
ammunition against me or something? What do you want to know?
no, I'm just thinking, you know, if you're so concerned about everyone falling in love with you, perhaps having a ring on a finger will help with that a little.
Not wrong.
I'm not sure they come in the size of gauntlets.
You're a blacksmith, of course they do.
Yeah, I was about to say, you live in a house with a blacksmith. Surely he can figure something out if you ask for it. Now, of course, it's another thing if you don't want to wear that man's ring. Not to give false hope and all. It's your choice, really. Just saying.
Speaking as someone who has had zero experience, I can tell.
Not saying you're wrong. Not saying that makes my advice obsolete.
So I'm cursed. And the longer I go not making babies, the worse the curse gets. More recently, people have been coming up to me in doubles. And I don't just mean strangers.
In doubles.
Yeah,
That's-
like in people fighting over me. Well, all I want to do is fight with people against my enemies. It's pretty frustrating. And the reason I'm cursed, but there you have it.
And I take it you have no wish to make peace with the goddess the way she wants or the way you want.
Screw her.
That's what she's done to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, explains one thing then. Why when
What's that?
we were looking for Will, it took us a couple days to figure out that we are looking for a lady.
Yeah. Tell you what. My life would be a lot simpler if I was a guy.
Well, if you insist, I can call you William if it helps.
Nah, I like Will. That's a double
So
meaning,
just so.
you know?
It does for you at least.
Will.
Say, is that all? Nah, they just seem to be selling some worthless trinkets. Have you seen the mimic stall yet?
I'll keep my eyes peeled, buddy. This is what I get for trying to make you smart.
Let's say you're not the first one to try.
Jeez, thanks a lot. Get
What
some
we
of that-
clearly need is a wand of smiles.
Or not.
You had-
Or Nanto just coming in being, you guys are being way too sad right now. Come on, we're at a festival.
What's up, Baruch?
Well, you had better luck than most, I can tell you that much. Come on, it's not that bad out here. At the very
Yeah,
least.
so long as you're not reminding me of all the crap I've screwed up. Let's find that stall. I'm a lot better at fighting
Yeah.
mimics than I am fighting dates. I don't know. Shrugs.
Well, if I know right, we won't find any mimics here, but say, as a whole, mimics. What's up with them? Can't say I've
Um,
seen one in my life.
Well, they only ones I ever met were the treasure chest kind, and they hurt.
I mean, Nanto can tell you all about the sofa kinds.
I can tell you all about sofa mimics.
I mean, so alright, they like stick to you and bite and try to kill you. Of course, that was early adventuring days. I'm not sure one could do too much to a bunch of us now, but I'm still not at full strength, so who knows? Maybe I'll get killed by a damn chest. You see where those griffins are landing?
One just flew over there, but it just sorry. That one just went for another lap.
I'll try and
But-
take a look.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll try and take a look see again.
I would wager that's a perception roll, but we currently are 1 DM short.
Oh! Whoops. Well,
Oh no!
Details.
I'll roll
I know.
when he
Details.
says,
Oh no, we'll just have to have more personal exposition.
hey! Not 20.
How terrible. How awful
Oh.
that we might have to hear character development. Oh no.
I would imagine that Lyroon doesn't spend too terribly much time, like loading or caring about,
Yeah. I think it takes you about a minute to get through the fighting, which means you're probably a couple minutes behind us. Most.
And that's
I mean,
will be
combat is weird. I mean, that only did take me 12 seconds.
Yeah, but let's not decide we've rejoined before the end says so.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I will be showering Patchy in confetti in celebration of his massive victory this day.
Out of curiosity, as you're showering confetti onto a disguised self from the hat, does it mean that it falls through on actual Laroon and it's not visible on Patchy?
Yep.
Well, but how does the magic interact? Because it is magic. Maybe the magic just lands on the magic disguise.
DM, important question.
You don't understand. I use the disguise self because I can cast it at will, just always. I can change my appearance always. So,
It's disguised self, not disguised cast at will.
well, go away. And so I just changed my appearance to be patchy but slightly shinier, glitterier.
So if you can do it at will, why are you wearing the hat?
Oh no, it's
Because of the
Just
hat.
achievement.
the hat does that.
Okay, now I'm with it.
Yeah.
DM, we talked about love curses, and then I guessed that looking for where the griffins would land would be a perception check, and got a nat 20.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, you're making your way out of the gate, the farmer's gate, and you can see actually, true to its name, there's various farmer stalls set up. Right? So whereas inside it's mostly games and a few odds and ends, more just tourist trash. Straight outside the gate, it's like fruit and vegetables. Thankfully, not living ones, but just nice like apples, oranges, those kinds of just basic fruits that you can be looking into. But a few people try to call out to you as you walk by, but you two are too distracted with your conversation over love, and then too distracted. Oh yeah.
I'll wave. I'm
Yeah.
not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Give him a little
jerk.
wave.
I love the common people. I'll say hi.
So Larry.
And I would imagine because Lyroon isn't one for gloating. Nanto is, but Lyroon isn't. So I wouldn't spend too terribly much longer at the Leonin, and would join up with them as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so I imagine the rest of you are trooping out afterwards. So you make with your nat 20 perception, you very promptly spot where you can see actually there's a griffin just coming, gliding down, and just settling down just beyond the tree line around the corner. It's easy to spot, and you can actually hear this what's called the monster fair just around the corner. So let me bring you to the appropriate slide.
The monster fair. How exotic.
There you go. So you guys arrive at the eastern side of this, where you can see there's a giant, somewhere between a dragon and a tiefling, with like big horns coming out of it, and you can see someone set it up for those like jets of flames that come periodically out the nose.
Really cool.
Yeah, and
that looks awesome, dude.
It's pretty impressive, and you can see it's a pretty large area that's been staked out for this, and it's just there's the Secombe River that runs next to Daggerford, so there's a little bridge across it with this. It's all been set up. It's temporary, from what you can tell. These all look like carts that have been pulled up into a loose circle. You can see over at the back there's a bunch of cages, and you can hear there's a few roars and animal sounds. From the right to the right, you can see there looks to be some kind of bar area and there's like a giant, like almost octopus style. Not a statue, but someone's tried to make this like sculpture out of fabrics that seems to be easily deployed for it, and you can see the tentacles of it sort of flop around in the air, kind of like Crazy Inflatable Tube Man, whatever the name is. Yeah. It's kind of like that.
We have an inflatable tube man
like
here.
that.
It's kind of like my dance moves. You make your way in from the east. Or rather, you can see this from the. You see this. You're approaching on the east. And you meet back up with the others. Bring them over.
Question.
Yeah.
As far as Will is aware, because the rest of the fair is like the harvest season, right? So why is there a monster fair? What's the significance of it as far as she knows?
You've been in Dag for what, a few months?
No, a couple years.
Couple years? Oh yeah, so you'd have seen this. These guys.
Like, maybe 3 years.
Yeah, so these guys, they, from what you would know, the Monster Fair, they travel between the various like festivals going on around the town. So this is like a traveling troupe.
This is like a separate festival that came here because there's a festival and there will be tourism.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a group of carny folk who follow the festivals.
Oh, it's good for business.
So, meet back up with the others after you've worked out where it's landing, and you can say you're all arriving at the Dragon's Head right now.
How much time do we have at this point?
10
Big
minutes.
ugly thing, ain't it? Dragons.
It's not the first one we've seen today. Shame we didn't keep the head of the previous one for comparison.
He didn't.
That said,
keep his
this
head.
one's true. This one's a bit bigger, though, it seems.
Yeah, but that other one hurt Nanta. Got what he was coming to him.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
You really did look pretty awesome kicking its tail.
I mean,
There's
all
that
thanks to your
smile.
help on that one.
So, okay,
if you-
all I gotta do is throw fights and make sure that you get to kill big things, and you'll be happy? Jeez, that's pretty shallow of you, Brooke.
I mean, you're oversimplifying it a lot, but yes.
Alright.
So the two of they're having this little bickering fight as they meet back up with Ravenous, Nanto, and Lyroon, so waving you forward over towards the Monster Fair.
Hey guys, you hear that? All you need to do to keep Baruch happy is make sure he's killing stuff. Is that terrifying or what? This guy.
Oh, what a jovial fellow he is.
Jovial. We're talking about different dudes.
Okay,
And
so
also, hello! I have come bearing wonderful news for you all.
How come? And
We
where-
have emerged victorious.
Really? Well, where's Lyroon then?
What?
Oh,
no,
so
he's with you. Yeah.
I just assumed that he walks first to greet us.
Exactly.
Okay. I was like, oh wait, oh god, where is he?
And then Ravenous, what are you doing?
That's what I was gonna ask.
I actually don't know. I'm just gonna follow on.
Yeah, so
Right,
I mean,
let's find that mimic stall.
yeah. So you're arriving at the monster fair. So you're coming in through this like flaming dragon's head as over this bridge across the river, and walking in. Who's taking the lead on trying to find the mimic stall? Guess the mimic
Nat
Let's
20 doesn't help?
Not from afar, because you're trying to find where the fair was. Generally, you hadn't arrived quite yet.
Okay.
let's say Lyroon.
So it'll be an investigation check.
Oh,
Guidance?
If
You
needed,
can
I'd
guide-
also be happy to.
Yeah, and you can certainly take an help action. So I assume you're all
Okay.
trying to do this.
Yeah.
okay. All right, sure. Lyroon, the smart one. Oh, okay. All right, that isn't half bad. And then with advantage, okay. And then add a D4, because yeah, I love
guidance.
D4s.
Yeah. So guidance probably. I imagine it comes from Ravenous. Is that right?
Yes.
So Ravenous, how's your guidance look again?
Wait, sorry, what?
I assume you're.
Guidance.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you'd said. It's basically just a hand on the shoulder. Well, wherever the hand is just kind of like a glittery effect just underneath.
Mhm.
Bit of like purple.
So your hand, as you move to place it on Lyroon's patchy shoulder, it just sinks through the disguise, and then settles on his actual shoulder, and yeah, just this purple essence. But you can't actually see it because of the disguise covering it up.
So why did you make me describe it?
Because I need to know. So yeah, 18 in total. So yeah, walking in into this the monster fair. Sorry, go ahead, Larry.
Hold up a second. Flare disappeared for a second.
Oh, because Will's.
Yep.
Will's absent. Yeah. So yeah, we can probably hold up a second. But generally, what you're seeing around is it looks like there's a lot of stalls themed around monsters. Whether that's auspices and such, and you can see actually right in the center of this fair there's what appears to be a bonfire with a load of like hay bales around it in a loose circle. There's various patrons just hanging out there, enjoying a few drinks, and
What's
yeah.
happening there, Lyron?
I heard bomb fire, and I'm like, whoa, what is that? Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot.
All I'm saying, hay bales is seating around the bonfire does sound like a safety hazard to me.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's definitely an OSHA violation.
Yep.
DM, what's the medieval version of OSHA?
Of what? Of what? Of
sorry.
Health safety standard things. Yeah. Don't know. Doesn't exist. Yeah, you're making your way in. You can see there's this these loose hay bales in a loose circle around this central bonfire, where there seems to be some kind of giant arachnid being cooked. Not quite sure whether that's just in celebration or for eating. No one seems to be eating it just yet. To your right, you can see, as I say, there's this sort of octopus-themed bar area. There's a bunch of tables out front where people are enjoying drinks, and you hear there's a steady like thunk. And then the occasional cheer is people seem to be throwing axes into a board to the north. Yeah, there's axe throwing. And then right to the west-hand side of the area, you can see there's a bunch of cages of various sizes. And even from here, you can see actually there's one really big cage. And there appears to be inside... in fact, I've got a picture for this.
Yeah, that's where I was really wanting to head straight away, is the cages.
So yeah, you can see inside the biggest cage is this guy. So it's this massive, slightly flabby but one-eyed giant, just sitting, looking a bit glum on his own. He's got like chains around him, and he's just sitting inside this massive cage. But you can see amongst all the other cages, there's various other animals.
He doesn't look so bad.
Yeah.
I really do love how Discord
Yeah.
decided that this was the time to really go low
Just bump it
quality.
up, yeah.
I'm seeing a total of 6 pixels, and it's pretty great. No,
Yeah, I'm just
all-
going over to the
all-
Twitch stream.
The stream.
Yeah, I'm just going to the Twitch stream.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll post the picture into chat so you get to see it for yourself. There you go.
I don't know why it does that just on the Discord stream, but the Twitch stream is like 100% fine.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I
Weird.
thought that you're just watching that full time.
Did you
So-
guys find where the mimic thing is?
Get into it. So the other things you see is there's a fanciful-looking wizard fellow who seems to be creating illusions and trying to draw in a crowd. There's a stall that's selling masks and that lets you dress up as various monsters. Actually, on your way in, just to your left, there looks to be a stall that's selling fireworks.
You say dress up as various monsters?
Yeah, like a
sounds
mask.
Like fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, like monster masks. Sorry.
Music.
Yeah, there's like toys, like various monster-themed toys. There's like toffee apples. There's also a stall that seems to be selling small critters. You can see there's very small cages. So whereas the ones to the far west seem to be cages holding almost the big beasts, like almost like a zoo, to the southwest, you can see there's various cages, and you can see there's people actually walking away holding various pets that they purchased, like parrots and weasels and such. And you can see there's actually a big owl bear that seems to be like chained, but is mostly looking friendly. And as you can see, someone's actually petting the owlbear at this moment.
Aww.
And to the north, the very northern end of this map, you see there's the Guess the Mimic stall. So you can see actually it's emblazoned in a sign over the top of it saying Guess the Mimic, and you can see there's 5 cardboard boxes in a row. And upon each box is a blue question mark, and each box is sitting on top of a stool. Now there's a desk just out the front of the Guess the Mimic store. There's a blue skinned tiefling sitting at it. He's got his feet up on the desk and he's leaning back, and he's got
Dancer's brother, romancer.
romancer. No, it's well, you don't know him. You don't know who he is. Yeah, so who
They could be related.
remains to be seen.
I am gonna ask, so name him.
Yeah, actually, I do have a name for him. That's prepared.
Will asks people their names.
Yeah. So
DM, I will demand you create a name for every NPC we meet.
the very last thing you see is to the very south, as well over here. You can see there's what looks to be a scroll shop. So there's a bunch of buckets full of various scrolls of paper. And you can see there's 1 or 2 wizardy looking fellows. One of them's like old, hunched, and he's got the quintessential cliche wizarding clothes, and the other one is a more upstanding fellow with a broad chest, but he seems to be
starry cloak.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, blue cloak with silver stars and a floppy wizard's hat. But yeah, you have found where the Guess the Mimic stall is. You've got 9 minutes until the contact in theory arrives.
Is it invisible time?
Up to you.
Ooh,
Maybe
is
go
it in?
somewhere a bit more secluded, rather than in the middle of everywhere, just like, you know.
Yeah,
Okay,
Nato
sure.
will agree. Just is it invisible time?
It's invisible time.
Manto, how many people can you make invisible? Without
Just
it,
one.
messing up your magic.
Oh well, that would be just one.
Alright, so one of us is gonna be hanging out with Patches. I've got a
I'm
big
happy to.
mouth, is the truth. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Patches, how do you feel about Baruch being your bodyguard?
Lyrin?
That's you.
It makes sense. I like it. Sorry. Makes sense. I like it.
Oh, heck! Ooh, could I be a bodyguard as well?
I don't know if they'll believe you're a bodyguard with that can-do attitude you have there.
Oh, what do you mean? I can put on the greatest act. Watch this. Again, lacking all lungs, just making the noise.
Yeah.
And then just... Grrr.
Regards.
You guys can't see it, but Will smiles, and it comes out in her voice when she goes, "Damn, he's cute."
Sorry.
So the timing of that bark is just absolutely perfect.
And goes.
Yeah.
My dog.
I'm
Yeah.
cute.
No, I think it might have been Odin. I don't know, or yours. So,
No, it was
um,
Odin's asleep.
so
In fact, he's asleep right there, and he's looking so adorable.
That means that it's Comet the Wonder Horse. Comet, stop it!
So Yeah, it's
Aw, Nanto's cute.
fairly easy to duck your way. As just beyond that dragon's head, just in the north, you can see there's the backs of various tents, so you're able to duck away, make who needs to be invisible. So, am I right in thinking it's going to be Ravenous as invisible, Nanto?
I think so, unless you would love to have Nanto just lovely jubbly the whole time.
Yeah, and potentially
And wow.
and Will. So yeah, Ravenous. Who's doing what concentrations? Who's making who invisible?
I think it's Ravenous and Nanto, yeah? Like, Ravenous is making Ravenous and Will invisible.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Good. Okay. So it's just wanted to check who's making who invisible. Okay. So yeah, with Ravenous, Nanto, and Will made invisible. So Ravenous, it's well. How do you want to describe this? How do you make people invisible?
What is the color of invisibility?
Oh well, it's everything. All of my magic has purple in it. It just is.
Pretty.
I remember.
I'm biased, though.
Yeah. I remember when I first introduced it. So it's basically kind of like almost like the teleporter, the old school Star Trek teleporters, where it starts almost like a belt, a ring of purple light around the waist. And then it kind of separates into two, and just blinks them out.
Yes, it's this wavering of non-light starts to spread in the wake of the purple wave, spreading outward from that pet belt, and in their wake you can just see straight through where they were standing, and Ravenous and Will disappear. Nanto, it's the first time.
Have to sing?
I think he just has to play.
Technically, I just have to play from it. But you better believe I'm going to have a vocal component to this. He's just going to kind of like... He kind of has it slung around his back, and then he's just going to like sling it around in front of him. Just kind of flourishing it, because this is the first time he's cast from his Bandor. Oh my god, he's adorable.
Oh. I love his mustache so much.
So if
I'm sufficiently distracted.
so a few simple chords, Nanto renders himself invisible. He just wavers out of reality, and you can see straight through where he's standing. Thanks, darling.
He is going to flourish it with a single chord, and he'll just say, "Now you see me, now," and he's not going to finish it. He's just going to go invisible.
You're still there, though, right?
Oh no, he plane shifted away.
No, that's
and he's gone
in
forever.
Character asking, but you're still here, right?
He's staying quiet in character.
Nanto, quit screwing around. She's gonna like reach out to where she was standing a second ago.
Oh, you definitely poke him.
Yeah, alright, he's still here. And you guys hear the sound of metal on metal as Gauntlet crashes into poor Nanto.
Donk.
I couldn't resist a little trick.
There you
I
go.
mean, yeah, that's fine unless I'm trying to make you know what? And she's gonna grab a handful of whatever fabric she seems to be in contact with. Let's just make sure that we don't get separated, huh? Ravenous, where are you? And she's gonna like grope for Ravenous as well with the other hand.
But she's currently in the toilet.
Yeah, so we'll have a handful of a gauntlet full of fabric of Nanto and just whatever she can grab of Ravenous, maybe a tail. I'm not sure.
A tail or a very fancy, actually, silk dress, far more so than you would expect from someone who doesn't seem to take much care in the cleanliness of their appearance.
Unfortunately, I don't know that because it's through a gauntlet.
Yeah, see, you're just grabbing. That sounds weird. So you make your way in, and important question. I already know the answer from Ravenous, or at least I think I do. Would any of you be distracted by small animal, adorable critters?
I'd find them cute, but that's about it.
I mean, Nanto regularly hangs out with animal friends, so probably.
Okay, I think you'd pay enough attention to be able to tell what was at least available for sale.
Oh no!
If there's a pseudo dragon, I'm buying it.
So we'll wait for Ravenous to be back for me to reveal exactly what's at sale from the small critter store. But suffice it to say, various adorable small pets that adventurers probably shouldn't own. So,
But here's the thing. But since we're waiting for her to return anyway, when it comes to Will, you're selling a bunny. All right, hopefully they go to a new home. But as soon as it's an intelligent creature, she's like, you can't have it in a cage. That's not fair. Which is why if there's a pseudo dragon, I'm buying it.
Okay. Right. So,
Lyroon would be slightly distracted, not like, oh my gosh, a puppy!
yeah,
Like, that's Vlad.
gotcha.
Yeah, likewise for Buruk, she's interested. He's not completely losing his mind over it.
So, on your way to the guest amendment store, when you're in various visible, invisible states, as I say, those who are so inclined to find small creatures adorable would clock the ones that are available at the critter store. So you'd see these are the small critters that you'd see in.
I want every single one of them.
And there is the answer I expected. So you can see there is what looks to be an owl bear cub, a ferret. What looks to be it's a displacer beast cub.
This should be illegal. You know that your entire party are animal lovers.
It's not a little
Look
mouse.
how sad the poor wolf looks.
And you can see there's a parrot that seems to be repeating anything that's said to it after a few times. A pair of
That's dangerous.
a pair of lion cubs.
Ravenous whispers to the parrot, Buruk sucks.
In fact, you could use your telepathic powers.
Oh, okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
Burning sucks. It's a pair of lion cubs, and finally there is a white wolf, the largest of this collection, and they all
Does
appear
the
to be
white
sale.
wolf also have piercing blue eyes? Is it by any chance an ice wolf?
Roll me a nature check.
Oh my, what?
Only to determine as such.
Lyroon, nature. Oh man, I'm so good at those. Never mind. I'm just lucky.
Oh wow, 17.
Oh.
It is not a winter wolf, unfortunately, but it does appear to be
Winter wolf. That was the word.
Yeah,
The one that has the ice breath.
but it looks to be more than a regular wolf. It's like the younger form of something that could grow to be a bit bigger.
Would I be able to make a nature check?
You can certainly try. I was looking at your stats earlier, Nanto. I was like, why on earth does Nanto have expertise in nature?
I don't know. Why does he? That's a great question that
Yeah.
I may have to explain someday.
Yeah. But 16, you determine the same level of information. You know it will grow significantly larger than what it is right now. But now it's a puppy. So this is what you guys clock. Obviously, you're invisible right now, so it's quite difficult for you to do much more than just observe and admire. But there's
It's
adorable
taking
critters.
all of Nanto's willpower not to just go like, oh, well, aren't you a cute little puppy dog, aren't you? Yes, you are. He is surprisingly silent.
Actually, possibly of interest, Ravenous will ask Nanto where he was, and he decided to play dumb for a minute. So because of that, she's kind of being a seatbelt, and she's reached out to grab a handful of Nanto and Ravenous. What does
Okay.
Will grab hold of?
I could go very badly with this, but I'm gonna be
I'm
gonna be
thinking
nice.
boob as well, so...
I was thinking accidental boob grab, but
I was also thinking it's just a natural level of height. Anyway.
well, I think your character's probably a bit taller, so maybe you grab the horn.
Sure, I'll grab a handful of
I'll go with that.
handful of horn.
You can hear it.
Ravenous is just seeing things from a sideways angle at the minute.
And they're just as
making
cute.
sure that the invisible characters do not get separated. So we're a big invisible obstacle currently, following behind Buruk and Lyroon disguised as patches.
Okay. So you got about 7 minutes until the 12 o'clock deadline. What do you want to do? Do you want to be already at the store? Do you want to go check out the other stuff?
I want to be already at the stall.
Yeah, I think we need to set ourselves up.
Okay.
Yep, we wait for
I
them.
would be interested. To walk around, but I'm following Patch. I'm just about to guard here. If Patch is going straight for the stall, I am going straight for the stall.
Yeah, you're playing good bodyguard.
Makes that big armed swagger.
And yeah, it's the ground wouldn't reverberate from your steps, so it's fairly believable. So you make your way over to the guest and mimic stall, and there you see that blue-skinned tiefling who had been sitting at that desk.
Like
my
that
cousin.
outfit. Look at him. He looks super cool.
Yeah.
He could totally be Ravenous's cousin.
So, Making your way over to the guest and mimic stand, you can see there's, as I say, a blue-skinned tiefling wearing somewhat bright clothing, reminiscent of the other carny folk you've seen in town. There's like bits of bright colours on him. He's, of course, adding his voice to the general din of the carnival. It's a sales patter promising substantial rewards if you're able to correctly identify the mimic. There's 5 identical cardboard boxes on a stage, all sitting on top of wooden stools, and they have a bright blue, slightly glowing question mark. And he's seeing Patchy approach. He's like, "Oh, you're interested then? Fancy your luck, do you?"
Hey, Brooke, do you by any chance have that letter like typed out so I can read it? Because I've already forgotten what you told me.
I do, but I'm just going to hand you the whole letter. And luckily, I wouldn't be able to transcribe it, but someone else has done it for me. Thanks a lot, Mr. DM.
I imagine that Lyroon didn't hand the letter back when we were at Will's apartment.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Do you mind if I just pop it in general?
I've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are the other 3 of you while they're doing this? So just
following behind them, being a seatbelt so that we don't get lost. Hopefully, I don't know if Ravenous or Nanto want to try and escape, but that is my.
Well, I mean, I can use my telekinesis.
telepathic.
I can't, because I
Telepathy.
can't see Will, so I can't actually use my telekinesis.
Oh,
I mean,
Pat.
I would like
But-
feel for her gauntlet and then hold her hand so that I'm not just like carrying you by the horns.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I would like to situate myself on, like, walk up the side and on top of the stall to get a view.
Right here.
I've got one question. Is either of you technically wearing that piece of cloth that you're using as guidance? Or is there just a piece of cloth floating around in space as you two walk?
Piece of
Right.
cloth. What?
Yeah, what are we on
Oh.
about?
The tether that you were using to figure out
I'm
where
the
Danto
tether.
was.
The tether is
That's
her.
The tether is Will.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just holding on to them.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
just
ignore
it's
me
me. Yeah, I am the seatbelt.
So yeah, Lyroon walks up to Mary, and says with all of the the gruffness and and the lack of hesitation, says none of them are mimics.
Okay. Sorry, let me get up in it.
From
Alright,
where I
mine-
am. Oh,
This is a
sorry.
good one. Pull the other one.
From where you are, Ravenous? Sorry.
I was just gonna say, from where I am I able to perceive which of them could be a mimic, and then telepathically give that to Lyroon?
Make a perception check. Meanwhile, the declaration draws a bemused look from the Tiefling Carney. He starts shaking his head and he gestures to the row of blue boxes at the top stalls, each sporting those jazzy question marks. Oh, but I assure you that there is a mimic here somewhere. Go on, why don't you take a guess? Just a silver piece.
No, I absolutely assure you, none of them are mimics.
None of them.
Okay, how did you do on your perception check, Ravenous?
The
Is
same
it
roll as I got the first time. 3.
It's an invisible scarf
Yeah,
from
that-
behind Lyroon. Like,
You just
You should
Catches that, but-
just go for the mimic is you, and it's actually him. He's the mimic.
As someone who has very, very distinct experience with mimics, would I be able to identify one?
You can certainly try. Go for it. Ravenous, they all just look identical to you. They're just cardboard boxes atop stalls. And there's the nat 20.
we haven't rolled a
Wow.
couple today.
So, Nanto, I mean, you're invisible, so, but you're looking and you are looking at those stalls. They all look damn near identical. Certainly all the cardboard boxes look identical. The stalls look identical. The only one thing that seems out of place is one of those cardboard boxes is about 2 centimeters forward on top of the stall than the others. That's the only difference. Otherwise, they look exactly the same and indistinguishable from the others.
Ooh.
Oh, I have
Well.
a new plan. Oh,
Sorry,
Oh shit, back.
sorry, Ravenous?
I have a new plan. Can mimics talk? or like have some kind of like reaction. If I were to like
I can
use
foam at the
telepathy-
mouth and eat the furniture.
Oddly
No, like,
enough,
if I
in
was
5...
doing-
Oddly enough, in 5e they can't, but in previous editions they were sentient enough to talk.
Okay, because my
Yeah.
thought here is I'm going to telepathically try and talk to each one of the boxes to see which one responds.
I mean, you can certainly try that. So yeah, Ravenous is just like furiously focusing on each one in turn, trying to talk to it. You get no answer from any of them. So Lyron, you make that you carry on insisting, and at your insistence, 3 passers-by seem to take an interest in this. One had already been staring at a standing consideration. Actually, you'd just
Anybody walk into us?
We'll see.
Are
So
they
one had been
enough
staring.
to walk out the way.
One had been standing there staring in consideration. It's a local fisherman by the look of him. He's got sun-worn skin. He's looking so tanned. His skin's more akin to like leather than flesh. It's just sort of wrinkled.
It's a bit fishy to me.
Yeah, it's like handbag effect.
Handbag.
And he actually moves a measure closer and he puts his hands on his hips and is like, "You carny folk are all dodgy sorts anyway. I bet there ain't a single mimic in there." The second looks to be another carny folk off his shift. He's broad-chested, broad-shouldered, broad-faced man.
Broad everything.
Just broad. It seems to be more closely
Broad.
related to a gorilla than a man. And he's got a scar running over a milky white eye that's covered
How
with
many
a patch.
dozen eggs does this broad man eat?
17. And given his attire, it's safe to assume he must be some kind of wrestler or gladiator. But as I say, he looks like a carny folk who's currently off. He's on his break. And he sort of grunts and then turns the entirety of his attention upon the fisherman with an expression that's not quite menacing, but certainly disapproving. And the fisherman gulps, offering a sheepish expression as he says, "Hey, no offense."
How big is the fisherman?
Oh, he's like weedy.
Okay, well, this is a problem because Nanto and Ravenous feel wheel. I could speak English, I
Feel wheel.
swear. I've done it for a while. You two realize she's letting go because she's upset.
Oh, so she's like starting to walk. Well, Ravenous is up on top of the stand, so it's only Lyroon actually that would. No, not Lyroon. Sorry, Nanto. It's only Nanto who would feel will.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have released Ravenous, but it's moot now because this big guy's intimidating a little guy, and I'm not okay with it. Alright. Invisible
no.
Paladin speaks. You can't see her, but she's obviously doing something.
Okay.
Alright.
So yeah, this hulking fellow with what seems to be a necklace made out of severed ears. Looking more closely, it seems to be more a prop than actual severed ears.
Oh, okay.
And he just turns around and sees empty air and just sort of shrugs and then looks back. And the fisherman's like, "Don't worry," because he just implied that all carny folk are dodgy.
No. I am worried. This is the problem. And she's gonna put her
Okay.
hand on Lyroon and move past him. Kind of fades through him, but it doesn't matter because she's invisible. What? Damn it! You can't push people around. She walks up to the invisible guy, but it's not really the same when she can't be imposing.
It's a perfect distraction. So while that's happening to the site, there's a third person who approaches. So while all that's taking place, a woman that you can see on the screen is wearing a red cloak that's notably not quite crimson, but it's definitely
She
red.
also has a boob window.
Yeah, she does. Boob windows are all the fashion these days.
Apparently.
All the time.
Yeah.
Apparently, the setting that we're in, boob windows are fashionable.
Yeah.
It's really terrible when you get sunburned right there, though.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, it's
I
a
don't
bit.
know. I think the blue tiefling was rocking it all right.
It's a big disappointment of mine and Sammy's actually. Is the under boob window that seems to be in fashion these days.
God.
It's
Have you guys seen this? It's
weird.
Let's not
tops,
talk about
and they
it.
all just have just the littlest bit of underboob showing, and I don't get it.
Yeah. Anyway, so while all that's taking place, there's a woman wearing a red cloak that's notably not quite crimson. She approaches the stall, hood up, but with those black tresses of hair spilling out. She's handsome enough, but she seems to have taken a particular interest in Patchy. She walks up beside him as if looking at the stall and deciding for herself. And then, she's actually ravenous.
Yeah.
Make me a perception check.
Yeah, well, it's going to be another 3, I bet. My only rolls have been 3s.
Can only go up from here.
You can. I
I
get
really,
now.
I really do like the thick black
10.
hair because it looks like something on his head is censored, and I'm not sure it's silly.
The shirt
the
is.
hat,
So-
yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah,
He
Ravenous,
actually has a very rude tattoo on his forehead.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
Ravenous, you see she has no shinies on her.
I wasn't looking for it. Why are you dictating my shiny inception?
No, that's just because you rolled low on perception.
Oh.
So, as I say, she walks up beside him as if looking at the store and deciding for herself. And then Patchy, or rather Lyroon, you hear a voice in your mind. Don't react, Patchy. Just reply to this message in your mind. Your pay is awaiting at a drop point. Are the children ready for transport? Where? And then out loud, she announces in a very slight accent. I suspect the one on the right. I swear I saw it twitch.
Is that the one I had seen? Just curious.
Yeah, actually, it's coincidentally.
Lyroon will respond in his mind by saying the complete lie of we have 13 newly changed children.
Anything else?
And we'll say, and what about the forge medals?
Okay. Make a deception check.
I knew that was coming.
I mean,
Don't worry, Lyroon is very deceptive. I have like a 30 charisma.
It's in his name, Lie Room. Okay?
Exactly.
Fine.
I also can't find deception. There it is.
the DC 12. No, the DC is relatively low because you look like what she's expecting. And the curious thing about mental voices is people sound different inside their heads.
I never knew you sounded like a woman.
No, Lyron's a guy. It's fine.
In your own head. No, I know, but it's got a soft, quite.
Yeah, it's a an
Whimsical
androgynous voice. So while that exchange is happening, Will, you're accosting the wrestler.
I mean, I'm trying to. I've walked up and said, you can't push people around, and realizes that she's invisible, but she's standing in front of him.
Okay.
I don't really know what's gonna happen, but Will's not gonna stand around and let this guy intimidate the old fisherman guy.
No.
Buruk, Nanto, Ravenous, how are you guys reacting to this circumstance playing out?
So,
Nanto's trying to be on his
We can't
best
see it.
behavior.
Okay. Sorry,
No,
Ravenous?
but you can hear it.
I'm saying, which one are you talking about? Because we can't see Will's one.
Yeah, well, so you can hear Will, you cannot, and you can hear Will, and you can see the hooded lady.
Let's make this complicated.
Yeah.
Let's make this so complicated. Let's
Yeah,
go.
you can't see Will, and you can't hear the hooded lady.
Nice. Nice.
so as this is
I'm-
happening, Brooke would kind of look, roll his eyes, and continue insisting that there is no mimic. I mean, none of these are treasure chests. What are you do you take us for fools?
There's so
No,
much
no way
going
I'm
on.
spending a coin on this.
There's so much going on all at the same time.
This is perfect. Ravenous, what are you doing?
I imagine I'm a bit further away and I can't actually hear Will that much. So I would be probably asking Lyroon in his head, like, is this the guy?
Two voices. Who does he reply to?
Answers the woman by mistake instead of Ravenous. Yeah, this is the guy.
Oh my god.
You know what?
They share that the line is currently busy. So try to communicate.
You hear a busy tone?
Yes! You try and contact Lyroon and you go, beep, beep.
Lyroon, while we come back to Will, Lyroon, give me an intelligence check just to see how you handle this. So Will, the wrestler, he looks his eyes widen a bit because there's his voice now emanating from right in front of him. There seems to be, and it's not just coming from beneath him. It's actually coming at the same height as him. He's pretty stacked. You're pretty stacked, and he just looks a bit confused. And he's like, I know I've got bad eyes, but what bad eye?
What you've got is a bad attitude. Apologize to this man. This man. I can't point, so I just kind of grab his own hand and try and point it at the fisherman.
Okay, give me it's a grapple check. Give me an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
Sure.
At advantage as you're
really
invisible.
unintelligent and thinks that it's his conscience talking to him and manipulating him somehow.
I mean, this is a perfect
Conscious
distraction.
talking.
Perfect distraction. It's just invisible fight going on next to you. At advantage because you're invisible.
God.
21.
Nice.
Look, I'm not trying to hurt the guy. I can't point.
God.
Yeah. So immediately the hand, you can feel like there's a slight strain against you, and he like puts a hand on you to try and like grapple you, but doesn't even move you a single centimeter, just scraping ineffectually against your armor. And to the rest of your perspective, there's just this hulking muscular wrestler just slaps his arm on nothing, and then just starts straining and starts like grunting loudly.
And just pointing at the fisherman that he was intimidating.
The fisherman watches like this, what already looks like a pretty crazy wrestler. He's got this necklace full of fake ears, and he's like got a blindfold thing on, and he's like, I don't want any trouble. And just turns around and starts jogging away into the carnival. He doesn't want anything to do with this crazy wrestler who seems to be wrestling thin air.
Fisherman.
Meanwhile, how did you do on that intelligence check, Lyrene?
Not 8.
8.
Lyron is the smartest, yeah.
Not ruining the smart.
Ravenous, you don't really get anything in response. You just get like a half garbled word, which is along the lines of the start of what he was going to reply to the hooded lady with. He can't quite handle having two simultaneous mental conversations while also trying to talk about the guest and milk stall. So, Lyrene, you had responded to the this hooded lady about that you'd found 13 children, and you were converted children, sorry, and you were asking about the forge badges.
Yes.
You hear the response. You've got more than one forge badge. That is impressive. All right, there will be substantial reward for this. Where can we find the children?
And I will respond back with
It's tough, isn't it?
yeah, no, I'll say the sewers.
Yeah.
That's the game.
It's like there's a reason no one wanted this job.
I wanted it, but I would
Believe in
have
you.
ruined it.
Oh, Nanto would have loved to do this, but you would not have loved Nanto to do this.
Yeah, that's me and Nanto and me. This is the boat we're in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the sewers.
We'll respond with the we have a base underneath the. Sorry, we have a base underneath the next to the farmer's gate or whatever it's called.
Mhm.
We'll describe, a building next to the sewer entrance.
Okay. Right. I prefer drop sites outside of Daggerford, but we can make that work. Alright. That works. Green Marcher will be pleased. So,
What did they just say?
Green Marcher will be pleased.
Thank you.
Good. Head to the Octobar. Order yourself a Kraken with 3 squirts of ink. Take 2 sips. Send it back. And the barman will show you the drop points. You can claim your reward. I'll let Green Marcher know about your forge badges. Where can we find it? Will those be in the sewers as well?
Yes.
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 Well done. Well done. As I say, Green Marshal will be pleased. Your organization has a great future. Good luck. She turns around and begins to walk away.
Cool. I'm gonna do something stupid if you don't mind.
I fully expected it.
Please do.
Cool. Can I punch her?
You can certainly try. Let me just switch over the music.
I really like the music. Do you have to switch it over?
It's not quite
more
punching
punching
music is the
music.
problem. Yeah.
Where did this come from?
He's stunning, striking her so that we can do the thing.
Do the
I
thing.
think.
In the middle of the fair.
It'll be fine.
It's also a problem that no one except Laroon actually knows that this is the person we're after.
Yeah, right. It's just
my
out of the
God.
blue. Just bam! Just this woman
Yeah.
like stood beside him and like, I think it's the right one. Bam!
Yeah,
Just
you're like,
gut punch.
so far, it's still
I guess.
yeah, I'm still arguing with a stall person who believing that he will be the one we'll have to accost.
Yeah. Like I said, do you mind if I do something stupid?
Do it! Punch the
We
lady!
can't stop you,
Right in the
but
kisser.
I don't
Right
think
in
this is
that
the one I
boob
wanted,
window.
actually.
Someone has to teach Power Girl to wear a damn uniform.
It's unarmored there, okay?
All right, that is exactly where I'm going.
that is a high level female armor. That is the most armored part.
Alright, give me an attack roll. Let's see how you do.
Cool
Oh my
beans.
god.
Actually, it's a surprise. Nat
Oh,
2.
surprise,
It's
so
a surprise round. It's surprising to everyone but you.
Oh.
This is chase
Oh my
music
God.
according to Syrinscape.
I've got some
I like
gritty bass to it.
Like
Yeah,
electric
Lyroon is playing
bass.
his instrument. Not Lyroon. Nanto. I apologize.
Oh yeah, Nanto starts playing this in the while invisible.
So Lyroon, let's have some more attack rolls for presumably your
Yeah,
surprise attack.
advantage. Come on.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay, yeah. I get
So,
it. 12?
you don't get
The-
advantage, but you get your normal
Okay,
attacks.
yeah. So that's the 20 hit.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Here
20
is
hits.
damage. That's 7. But important part, give me a DC 35 con save.
What?
What is your
I-
actual con save?
I don't know. I'm looking it up.
I reckon around 14 or 15.
Where is it?
Actually,
That does
DC
8
6.
plus proficiency plus wisdom.
No, it's
Probably
monks.
14.
14.
14. She got a nat 15.
Wow.
So
Sure
Cool.
again!
this initial swing comes out towards her, and you manage to catch her on the shoulder. Actually, she wasn't expecting it, but she just sort of like stumbles forward a couple of steps. And then your follow up, you try and jab into the nerve cluster in her back, but just sort of grunts slightly and straightens and starting to turn around towards you in surprise, but no effect.
Cool beans. I will. So that's a key point. Let me add that so I can keep myself straight. And then I'll use another key point for flurry of blows.
Oh my god, we're going in.
Take her down.
Yeah, and so that's
You're
2
in
more.
now. You can't just stop. Oh, sorry, I punched you twice.
Exactly.
Let me
Oh
just-
god, another 2.
No.
And then it's this is a 15 hit.
The cat is really cute.
15.
Mine's not biting. Or waking me up.
15 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, this
That's
is
unfortunate.
bad. Oh god, let me.
Well, that's a surprise round because afterwards, it's initiative. And
Cool.
such.
And with that, with the that flurry of blows, that Lyroon just is getting a little too used to this disguised self, and is, just punching a little wider than his actual, like limbs. And Lyron will call out, she's the contact, grab her.
Oh
Okay.
my lord.
If
Yeah.
I
The
can,
stealth is out the window now.
if I can, I would like to just, from where I'm forcing the guy to point at the guy who ran off, let go of him, and instead just move slightly forward and try and grapple her.
You can certainly do it on his own. You're all surprised. So that was a surprise round. Roll me initiative, everyone. And let's see
Alright,
what
there we
happens.
go.
Hold on.
That 20!
Whoop whoop.
Okay, yeah, we're doing pretty good on initiatives.
Woo!
So I roll another 3. Mm-mm.
Disallowed.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, reminder. I rolled a nat 20 on initiative for a 19 total.
Didn't
Yeah.
get a 3, but I did get a 4.
Hey, you can only go up from, you just keep on going up, and it's
Well,
great.
what's your dexterity bonus, dude?
-2.
Plus 3.
Not you.
I have plus 3.
Okay. Yeah, I also rolled a 19. No minuses for me. So I go first? Before Nanto, anyway.
Where's your one's not popping through? Oh, no, there is. Yeah, 19. Sorry. What's your
They
dex? Sorry,
don't
Will?
have a,
0, so more
19.
than minus.
More than minus. And Ravenous, what's your dex? Sorry.
Plus 3.
+3, so that should have been 7. And Lyroon was 17. So yeah, Will. Where's Brooks? 14. Yeah, Will, you're up first.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and grapple.
So if I just play out exactly what happened here, is yeah, you were invisibly arguing with the wrestler, and to your side, you can just see suddenly the form of Patchy just turn around towards this hooded lady who'd been stood next to him and just gesture towards one of the not potential mimics, and then just sucker punch her into the back, and then starts trying to slap her, but she seems mostly unaffected, and then just call out, "This is the contact," and then you charge forward and try and grapple. Yeah, so this will be a give me an athletic check, and you'll contest with acrobatics.
Because I'm an unseen attacker, do I get advantage?
I'll allow it.
Sweet.
It's one of those weird ones, but I think it's quite hard to defend yourself from someone trying to grab you invisibly.
19 is the higher roll.
I'm afraid she got a 20 overall, so yeah, I'm afraid. So yeah, you move in, charge forward, hands reaching out to try and grab her, and she feels your arms closing around her, and she just immediately crouches down, and the arms just over her.
Oof.
That's one of your attack actions. I believe you have 2.
but does that
Wrestlers-
break invisibility?
That does indeed break your invisibility.
Well, I will wrestler style from the ground, like so. I go to grab her, and I just completely sail over her and trip and fall and land in the ground. And this is like carnival ground, right? It's not solid concrete or whatever. So I'm gonna leave an armored
concrete?
will-shaped imprint in the dirt right before I become visible and fill it in. Crap. And then I'm just gonna try and turn over and sweep my legs across her, and it's not dexterous at all because it's will, but
But it's strong. Let's see how you do. That'll be another
20.
contested. So it's, yeah, that does it. So yeah, the legs wrap around her and just manage to clamp her in place, and she just yelps slightly as the metal of your plate arm starts to dig into her flesh,
I
and
will
she's
force movement her prone and just pin her down. Be like, "The hell are you wearing? No tactical advantage." I got her.
is that a thing? Can you do that?
I don't know if you can prone them from a grapple.
No.
Because
Well,
there's
so
a.
when I don't know what the exact rule is, but when you grapple
Shove.
someone, you can do a forced movement. And
So
if
If you
I-
do the shove action, you can prone them by doing that. But if you grapple them, you're just stopping them from being able to move.
even if I go prone with her, sure, okay, whatever. You're the DM. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
try and shove her as a bonus action because I've got the shield master feat, so it's another athletics.
Yeah, it's off the
But
back of
either way,
attack
he's
action, which grapple is kind of like that. I'll allow it. Yeah. So you're...
Okay, 21 again.
Yeah, another one. So let's see. 17. Yeah, so she's down. So yeah, you grapple with her legs and you just locked her in place. And then while she's like, her legs are unable to move, you just whack forward with your shield and she just tumbles to the ground because she can't move her legs to restabilize. And she just hits the dirt. And like Mary, the tiefling, who's standing at the guest of the mimic store, like, oh, it's just a game. It's like his legs come down off the table and he's like rising to his feet. You calm down.
Don't worry, handsome, you're fine. Nope. I'm gonna try and pin this lady down.
Yeah. Hang on one sec.
That's my turn.
Yeah. Everyone, give me a charisma saving throw.
What?
Is this a charm effect?
And it's calm emotions specifically.
Would you?
Oh.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if it is a charm effect. I think.
What do you mean?
I think I would count this, but yeah, basically the blue skin tiefling's like put his feet on the ground and he's like getting up and he's like just moves his hands together and just everyone calm down. There's no need for trouble here, and just claps his hands together and it's this reverberating force that washes over you. I think I would call this a charm effect, Lyrene, so you would get advantage.
Is it an AOE?
Yes,
Okay. Am I within that perimeter?
it would be
On the
a
roof?
20-foot radius sphere centered on
Okay.
this guy. Let me just get the map up. Oh yeah, you guys aren't looking at the map.
Nope, we're just looking at pretty boob
Oh,
windows.
we're looking at faces.
Pretty
Also-
big lady.
Also, fun fact: charm
Technically-
emotions would make us ambivalent towards him, not towards her.
Fun fact, he also has a boob window, and I think that he's pulling it off quite well.
But yeah, give me those charisma saves. Let's see how you guys do. But yeah, okay, so that takes us to the end of Will's turn. Next
So
up,
was I added into that? Am I in that sphere?
5, 10, 15. You're just about in it, yeah.
Okay.
But to Lyrene's point, calm emotions, he's mostly just trying to calm everyone down, but it mostly makes you calm towards him rather than towards her. Nanto, you're up.
Wonderful. So, I'm invisible, and I'm watching as Will is trying to tackle this woman to the ground. Correct?
Succeeds too.
Successfully tackling this woman to the ground.
Yeah. So you see Will materialize out of thin air, trying to like swing her arms to grab this lady, and then she just ducks down almost instinctually, and then Will just drops herself to the ground, wraps her legs around her, and just manages to pin her, and then shove with her shield, and she just topples to the ground.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but who is affected by his charm spell?
I was not.
Ravenous was not. Lyrene was not. Nanto was not. Will was not. Only Burrock is kept calm.
Cool.
Maybe Baruch likes the boob window he's
Well,
Hey,
here's the.
Sorry, I was going to ask, given that she's now immobilized, would that not end combat?
No. She can certainly still fight back. She can certainly still try to break that
get out of
and
it.
get out of it. Yeah. So, Nanto, what are you doing?
So, first thing I want to do is I want to see, is anyone coming to her aid, like, specifically? You know, not just like, oh, are they okay? But is there, like, basically I'm looking for other people related to her in this crowd that are noticing this.
So the wrestler is looking at this in utter bafflement, but he doesn't seem to have any skin in the game. The fisherman is running for the hills. The tiefling, like as I say, he put his feet down and he was looking. He mostly just seems to be trying to calm everyone down and casting magic to that effect. I think Nanto, you of all people would recognise the type of magic that was being used there. So far as you can see, no one's coming running to her aid. Not yet,
All right,
anyway.
then. Well, I mean, we have it under control, so I'm just going to hold tight so I don't break my invisibility.
Okay. Yeah, because it's your own concentration. So yeah, you're just gonna dodge.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll move a couple feet I guess I'll be on more of a lookout for now, while they handle and get her restrained.
You know what?
So
Give me an insight check then. If you're literally using your action basically to look out to see if anyone seems to be on her side, yeah, give me an insight check.
Perfect. 6.
Oh dear. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pop you on top of this hay bale.
Perfect.
So you just, and I imagine you're just leaping up invisibly and just.
Oh yes, exactly. With hand up here.
Just
and
rotating.
Of course, being him invisible, all that's really seen is maybe like a sploosh of like hay just goes out from the hay bale. Otherwise, nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. It's like 2 depressions into the hay.
2 depressions.
And you just might hear a slight like metallic grinding as he shifts from side to side. Just, it was like a lighthouse.
Yep.
But, yeah.
So I am the watch.
But you don't see anything untoward or unusual. You just see people at a carnival looking a bit confused at this sudden outbreak of violence. Lyroon, you're up again.
Oh, cool. How hurt does she look?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Even though I punched her?
Well, you grappled her, and then you
Well, I punched her.
Yeah, Lyroon punched her, and yeah, it's like a pretty minuscule amount of damage, like 7 damage. Barely seems bothered.
Awesome. Well, since she's prone,
Are you just
Lyra,
gonna pummel this girl?
I am going to mess her up. This is awful.
Oh, man.
Oh no.
Not
not
lethally, of
no.
course.
It's not very sportsmanlike of you, Lyroon.
No, it's not.
His
You
glamour,
are
his
literally
glamour has
kicking
taken
her.
over his personality.
Yeah, you are
Okay.
literally kicking her while she's down.
Hey, I don't see
Yeah.
no ref.
You know, but he looks like Patchy, so no one's going to judge him. Let's see how you do.
But
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, so here's the first attack. Okay. Not even gonna roll the second. Well, actually, yeah, never mind. Gonna roll the second one because of crits. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
And
so
then-
you do get advantage, yeah. So because she's prone, so 8 damage.
Whoa!
And-
Hey, Lyroon, easy! I got her.
17.
he's got the bloodlust. He's got the fuck.
21.
That definitely
Was
hits.
Was that the advantage or the non-advantage? I can't remember.
21's the advantage, but yeah, that hits. So your first hit was a 27 to hit, and you got 9 damage. Your second hit was a 21 to hit with 7 damage.
Okay,
Hey,
cool.
I said that's enough. Come on, she's down.
Then one more. Yeah, okay. I just want to get that damage roll in.
And
He
that's
got the
the
bloodlust.
okay. So that
You
would
are
be the 10
Ian,
damage.
what
Let's
have
see
you
if
done with
you're
my
to
ring?
hit. So you get.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh
I
wait,
can't
I'm
count.
getting confused with this now.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's his. So
That's
basically,
3 attacks.
it's trio. So yeah, you see Will just wrapped her legs around her and then shield barged her and whacked her to the ground, and then Lyroon just starts hammering down with his fist, bam, 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 and like before Will can even start to respond, there's already 3 blows to her chest, and she's just like rocking back with them. And Will starts complaining like, "I've already got her."
I absolutely protest. Like, what are you doing?
Well, to beat people up.
Here for a job.
And I'll respond back to Will. We don't know what she's capable of. I'll be gentle.
He says, punching her right in the boob window.
Is that end of turn?
Yes.
All right, Buruk. Are you going to
How
be
does
gentle?
she look?
So let me just
Like
check
a
this.
lady being beat up.
Like a lady being beaten by. So it's 8, 7, 10 plus your original attack, which was 7. Not bloodied yet. She's taking the blows admirably, like rocking with them, but certainly seems to be more angry and confused. Why is Patchy just beating the shit out of her with no provocation or reason? She just told him he's going to get the dead drop, and then he just wailed on her.
Fucking went to town.
Sorry, Ravenous?
She picked his box. That was his guess, and she chose it. So that's where it's coming
Oh,
from.
the mimic stall. Yeah.
Completely
She
natural.
picked the box.
Burke.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, like a little bit more context there, maybe.
Yeah.
So, calm emotions. What exactly has it done to me?
So yeah, you hang on, let me just double check this.
Because I had to look up calm emotions a bunch for the Eladrin I'm running in the Crucible.
So, Claire has already
Yeah.
been the...
So yeah, basically it makes you indifferent to any creature you are hostile towards at the time of casting. So you were feeling that this, well, you saw suddenly this lady crack to the ground and well, actually, first of all, you just saw Lyroon, or Patchy, turning and start wailing on this lady and call out, "This is the contact." And then suddenly you feel this wave across you, just... Well, I'm sure she can't have done anything too wrong.
Okay. In that case, I will go ahead and just go... Wait, guys, stop. Surely this... what sort of mess did we get into? And we'll just kind of get into a combat stance, reach out behind the cloak, almost pushing it to the side to draw one of the numerous swords, which in this case is just a big old greatsword, and just stand in the combat stance, looking around warily, just ready to swing at whatever comes. So I'm just going to ready an action. If anyone attacks me, I want to attack back.
Okay. You moving over to her side? Oh, you're already at her side actually because you're in the bodyguard's position. So you just get the great sword out, and you're just ready, but not intervening.
Yeah,
just yet.
but I am kind of looking all around myself, so not only at the lady, which seems to be mostly subdued, but also to the merchant, to the fisherman, to that guy who Will was intimidating. Frankly, I'm mostly suspicious of that one at this moment.
Yeah, gotcha.
And also to the 5 chests,
Gotcha.
because
Okay.
one of them might be a mimic, and I don't like it one bit.
Oh man, we do not need a mimic joining in.
Oh
Uh,
boy. Oh,
I
don't
don't
worry.
want
I'll just use my mage hand to poke the mimic.
All I can say, if you look at the map, there is one treasure chest that could be a mimic. And it's
So-
not one of the 5 boxes.
The hooded lady. She's been wailed upon by Lyroon. She's surrounded by enemies, and she's like, and then she just stares up at
what?
Lyroon.
You cut off. What?
Oh, so she's
Surrounded by
mostly
enemies,
just
what?
and then just grunting with the pain, basically, and then looks up to Lyroon and looks up to Will, who's just materialized out of thin air and then thrown her to the ground, and she's just looking between them, and you can see there's calculation in her eyes for a split second. And then she just plants her legs on the ground and launches herself backwards. Will, give me it's to break out of your
She's
grapple.
gonna try to break my count.
She's gonna try and break your grapple.
How does she plant her feet on the ground when, from what I understand, she's face down, right?
Yeah. So she's prone
mechanically-
and legs
yeah,
are wrapped around her.
mechanically she's grappled and prone.
Mhm.
So she can still break out of the grapple and then stand up or something. But I'm
Yep.
hoping that that's not gonna happen. Let's see.
You got this.
Okay.
And you jinxed me.
I'm like, I'm gonna literally copy paste the result. I won't show the mods, but so you can work out the mods. But anyway, so she got a 13, you got an 11. So yeah, she plants her feet on the ground, just launches herself backwards. And Will, while you've got your legs wrapped around it, it's not exactly, you're not a wrestler.
Well, I moved to pin her.
Yeah,
And then Lyroon started punching her, so I'm reasonably distracted.
yeah, you're distracted, and she just launches herself backwards, and she manages to pull herself free of your legs grasp, twisting around through the air, and plants her arms and legs on the ground, and then presses herself upright. She draws out a scimitar and just sweeps it out towards all 3 of you, Will, Lyroon, and Burke, all within melee range. Disengage. bonus action, and then takes off running as fast as she can southwest. Half movement, which is not particularly far.
Just to be sure, that does not constitute an attack against me, right?
No, it's just a disengage. Okay. Yeah.
The swing was just flavor, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically how she disengages. It's just to make you all kind of back off.
I'm on the floor. I'm already off.
Exactly. And she takes off running over to broadly in the direction of the wrestler, who's looking in towards her, like running towards him, and he's just looking towards Lyroon, actually, who is this hulking other guy who just watched wail upon what seemed like a completely innocent woman and just screamed, "This is the contact!" He looks angry, and she's like, "Please protect me!" And she's running.
Catch her! Will shouts from the ground.
Quick question: Was the broad Cyclops in the range of common motions?
Is the wrestler?
No,
Whatever.
The Cyclops isn't. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like the.
He has an eye patch, so he's not actually the Cyclops. I can't remember words because I'm tired.
Hang on, let's do this right.
English is hard.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You like that? No fill. Ooh. I think it would be just out of range, unfortunately. Yeah.
Beans.
So yeah, he's out of range. So he just sees this seemingly innocent lady who just got accosted by this thuggish-looking fellow eye-patched, in fact, guy, and she just springs towards him. Please help me! This man has accosted me for no good reason, and he just like starts squaring off. Right, get behind me.
No, catch her, you idiot!
And then he recognizes the voice, the person who had been accosting him and accusing him of being a bully, and he just seems to square in all the more. Right, that's the end of her turn.
I curse in Orcish, and I'll do it back.
Okay, Ravenous. So you're on top of the mimic stand. You'd spider climbed your way up on top, and you've been watching all of this happen. What do you do?
Well, my first instinct was to say hold person on her, but I don't actually know the range.
It's, I believe, 60 feet, so you're easily within range.
Cool, I'm going to do that. I'm going to hold person her.
Okay, so that's a wisdom save, I believe. What's your DC?
Sorry, what's DC?
Oh, if you go into your sheet, when you look at whole person, it should tell you what's the thing they need to pass. Well, she rolled a nat 18 anyway, so I think she passes.
That also means I lose my concentration on the invisibility as well.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. So on top of the mimic stand, Ravenous just seems to materialize out of thin air, this blue-skinned tiefling, and she's... how's your whole person look again, sorry, Ravenous? Is it bands?
I think it's like more like almost like a mage hand, but purple smoke.
Okay, so this purple smoke hand like materializes out of the thin air and just starts to wrap around her.
Sorry, I remember what it is now. It's like almost like smoky tentacles, and they come out and to try like grab.
And start wrapping around her, and
yes, tentacles, Nanto.
Yeah.
Better than white and milky.
And they start.
I'm not white and milky this time.
And there's these layers of tentacles start wrapping around her, and then as you watch, they seem to just sort of phase through her, and unfortunately, they don't seem to quite manage to grasp upon her. Nat 18 for the wisdom save, she passes. Anything else? Any movement?
No, because I probably haven't been necessarily spotted where I am, so I'm going to stay there and keep low.
Okay, so you're just crouching down, trying not to get noticed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does invisibility hold once you try casting something else?
Unfortunately
It does
not.
not.
That'll bring us to Will's turn, but she's away, so I'm going to go to Lou while I've got the chance.
I'm going to eat this sandwich.
I shall devour the breaded meal.
It is your
You're
turn. Go.
Oh, for real? Okay,
Mhm.
sorry.
No, we're lying to you.
Oh.
No, we're not. No.
Deception 27.
I was like, it's combat. They're gonna be at this for a while. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep you guys waiting.
No problem.
No problem. I made a sandwich. It was great.
It's true. We listened to epic music while he ate a sandwich.
The map is accurate.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you are prone.
Okay.
The map is accurate.
So she's standing behind the guy. Yeah.
Well, she's next to him. Yeah. The guy seems to be emotionally invested. In fact, I should roll his initiative. Yeah. The guy seems to be emotionally invested. He was outside of calm emotions and seems to be quite concerned that Lyroon or Patchy suddenly started wailing upon her. And also has clocked that your voice seems to sound like the voice that was just accusing him a moment ago.
I thought I had hold person and I don't. It's not a paladin spell.
Ooh, darn.
Okay. Well, Will is gonna.
My favorite thing with hold person. I cast hold person. They're not a person.
You could command them, I think.
So, yes, I can. But DM, the first thing I want to do is actually talk to the guy.
You can certainly try. Depending on what you're doing, it may take an action.
Okay, so basically, she broke out of the hold. Will is gonna roll over, see this guy, tell him to grab her, and she sees that he's not. So she will try and convince him, no, you idiot! She's not what she seems to be. Wrap your big arms around her and grab her, put her to good use! As she stands up from being prone. Does he seem at all moved by that?
You can roll a persuasion check and see.
Would that take my action?
Yes.
Okay, I don't want to do that. I would like... No, I don't want to use my action to convince him. I'd rather try and impose my own will on her. Did I get there?
Your own will.
I get you.
Wink.
If I can
See.
spell the word command. Okay, so that's my last first level spell slot. And I would like to command her to approach. I'm gonna
Approach.
confuse my pet dog.
Come.
Okay, what's your DC?
14
Let's see.
was safe.
Okay, she fails. So you can see. Well, what else are you doing? Any movement? Anything else? Before I do this.
No, not really. I'm just gonna give the tiefling a hand. Like I'm cool, man. I know what we're doing. Kind of a gesture. Like, I don't know. Will isn't a lunatic, despite appearances, and she's just trying to assure him with that simple motion that she does know what she's doing. She hasn't just lost her marbles, but actions, bonus actions, etc.
Mhm.
No.
Okay.
It's
So,
my
yeah.
action to cast the spell. I tell her to approach.
Okay, so she uses her reaction essentially to move towards you. So you can see her eyes sort of lock unnaturally towards Will, and then she's sort of almost against her own volition, sort of jerky movement, starts striding towards Will, and comes to a stop right before her, having just
Does
moved
she do
away.
that on my turn?
Let me just check.
Yeah, it's action, isn't it?
Let
I
me just
think
double
it's
check
on
command
her
spell.
turn.
Command is an action, yes.
Because I know, the things like grovel are specifically, they take an action to do that, so it makes sense.
It's up to you. I don't mind, but if she's gonna do it on my turn, I'd like to also shove her prone.
No, I think you're right.
I think it probably happens on
Yeah,
her turn.
it's on her turn based on all the various. It's one of those funny spells where it's quite open to interpretation. But yeah, all the examples happen on their turn. Okay, well she fails to save. You can see that she's beginning to twitch towards you. Right, that's the end of Will's turn. That brings us to Burke.
So here's a bit of a problem. Over the whole previous round, not one person.
Oh,
has...
sorry. It's not Burke's turn at all.
Gotcha!
Good dance.
It's Nanto's turn.
Alrighty, so she has been moved towards. Now, the guy is still looking. Well, is the map up to date?
Yeah, so
no,
she's going to
gonna
move
do
on
it
her
her
turn. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Alrighty then.
So, I'd like to jump down from the little hay bale, and I'd like to go kind of like 2 to the right, 1 up.
Still invisible.
Still invisible.
You're the only one so far who is left invisible.
And seeing that she has been commanded to walk towards Will, and she doesn't seem to be resisting that very well, Nanto is going to brandish his Bandore, and he is going to ready in action to cast Entangle, not targeting Will or Baruch, when she approaches. So essentially, the Bandor can cast Entangle. I can cast it through the instrument once per day. And it creates a 20-foot square. So I'd like to put that square like the edge, just below Will, so that when she approaches, it will encompass her and fill out that area beneath Will.
Okay. And that will be, at the time of casting, what would it be? Athletics?
So creature in the area when you cast it is a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Or be restrained.
Cool. Okay.
Regardless, it is still for 1 minute an area of difficult terrain, a 20-foot square beneath Will.
Okay, so the rest of you see Nanto materialize out of thin air as he starts plucking away at Amandor, getting ready to cast a spell, but he hasn't quite released it just yet. He's
going to be like raising a hand up, ready to pluck that final string, and then right when she gets in, play that power chord and burst up a series of vines and plants that wrap around her. Hopefully.
Nice.
Because it's like a fairground and there's hay bales, it's actually just loads of like angry wheat.
Hay. It draws hay from the bales.
Yeah.
Okay, so this hulking fellow, this wrestler, he's looking at this. He sees this guy just materialize out of thin air, and then Will, who had been insulting him earlier and accusing him of bullying, now just seeming to like ring out with unnatural power this word of command. And Jeremy and Irene just wail upon it. He just takes it upon himself to step forward. Bypasses Buruk because he doesn't see them as any particular threat. Buruk, you had a readied action. You can see this guy.
I did have a readied action if he attacks.
Yeah, so he's going to step forward. He's going to go straight for Will and attack her.
Come on, then. You think that necklace of fake ears tricks me? Bring it on, tough guy.
So
I'm
Buruk.
thinking whether that applies for me. I suppose it does. At the very least, he's attacking Will. That's an enemy action enough.
Exactly. So yeah, I think that would trigger you. So
Or a mighty 12 to hit, which I assume is a miss.
that will be a miss. So he moves forward, reaches forward with a clenched fist, surprisingly, and just swings forward towards her. No weapons in hand. Slams into the helmet, and he just like grunts and like his eyes wince in pain, and he just like, he just slammed into the metal armor of your helmet, and it's just agony in his fist. There's no actual effect. It's just gong, and then
he's not the smartest man.
No, but he learns from that lesson, and then he just looks you properly over, and sees that you're wearing plate armor, and just starts to clock exactly what's going on here.
Did he miss it before?
He's not a smart man. We've been over this.
Yeah, exactly. This time, though, he just puts his hands together and just brings them cracking down on top of your helmet. And this time, you feel the full weight of the blow land, and you feel your sort of spine compress somewhat.
I am mildly impressed.
Yeah. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
What? This dude.
What's the DC? How much damage does he do?
It would be a DC 13, so it's not very high.
Not 20, douchebag! Take that!
Okay, no worries. So yeah, clung, and you can feel like this reverberation through your body, through the helmet, but you just shrug it off. You're used to taking hits to the helm.
If I may, he brings down his arms into the helmet, and I just headbutt his arms. Like, what?
Boom! Yeah, and you just headbutting his arm. You do take 11 damage from the blow, though. He then follows up, and you can see that you've had no effect, and he's just like, and he just takes his arms and just tries to crack you across the face, almost like he's trying to knock your head off of. It's almost like old school Star Trek fighting style, where he's got his arms together and he's just clung.
Yeah, why is he wrestling?
Yeah, maybe this is why he wins his bouts.
God, this guy.
Because he cheats.
He does cheat, and he does get in that 20. So that would be 15. So you got 11 damage on the first hit, 15 damage on the second hit.
Oh my god.
I'll give you the con save first, yeah?
Sorry? Yeah, con save was on the
I'll
first
give you
hit.
con
Give me
save.
another con save on the second hit.
Yep. It's a
This
16.
guy, who
Yeah.
is this?
No worries. So
And he
yeah,
did how much damage? You said 15.
it was 11 on the first
Second
hit,
one.
15 on the second hit. Yeah.
This
So
is
it's
a
total-
I
legendary citizen.
Not for long.
broad
If
Connie.
Will has anything to do about it. Yeah, so I maintain concentration and screw him.
Oh yeah, shoot, concentration. So yeah, those were con saves for an effect that he was inducing. Those weren't
Oh,
concentration
yeah.
saves.
I didn't realize. You asked me to make con saves. Do you need more?
I need one more.
20.
So you've done.
You had.
You got 21 on his first attack. You
Yep,
got
21,
then 16 for your
16,
concentration
and then 20.
save on that, and then 20 on his second attack. So I need one more after that for your concentration save. So he did 2 concentration save effects
Come on!
from his
My
blows.
luck's gonna run out at some point.
No, it won't. Believe!
Believe. 13.
13. So I still
Um,
passed because it was 15.
That's
damage
concentration.
and
Yeah, exactly. You're
Yep.
absolutely fine.
Screw
Yeah.
you, wrestler man!
So, bong. If you'd gotten 13 though on the effect save, it would have been bad times. But it's bong,
God.
bong, and
But
just,
I didn't.
yeah,
And I had to roll 4 saves in a row without my aura. So
it's pretty good. So that brings us to the end of the turn. Lyroon, you're up.
Cool beans. So where does it look like Nanto is casting the spell? Can we have it on the map, pretty please?
Which his spell was
Entangling Roots?
Entangle Roots. Well, you wouldn't know where it's going to happen yet. He's just readying an action to cast it.
Cool. Okay. Then I don't know. Then I will zoop around on the left side of Baruch and go all the way around to the back of her.
Yeah, you can do that with your monkish speed.
And then I'll like levitate slowly backwards. Sorry, being silly. And let's go with 2 attacks for now. We'll see how they work. Attack. Hey!
There's that nat 20.
That's oh my god. There have been a lot of nat 20s here recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does a 16 hit?
It does not. But
Cool.
nat
So
20 definitely does.
Lyroon, with the super elven speed, zooms around Baruch to the back of the lady, entirely, making sure that she, doesn't escape. And will actually, yeah, let's just add a 3rd attack in there. Doop doop doop.
Let's just make it official.
Oh, come on.
It's another miss, I'm afraid. So yeah.
So
good.
we'll go in there, do a kind of like an elbow to the face that just isn't quite far enough. We'll back that up with a kick, and then we'll try a left hand jab. Only the kick seems to connect, although it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, so the elbow just whistles just past her nose, and she just leans back just enough and just goes straight past her. But she's leaning back, and the kick just takes her straight in the gut, and she's like, and it seems to be pretty used. She's now bloodied. It definitely seems to make an impact on her. And then the follow up, you just swing around with your left arm towards her, but she's already like bending over, and it just sails over her. I'm afraid. Yeah. Anything else?
I like the music.
It is nice.
I will call out to the wrestler, and say that no persuasion or anything, just words.
Words.
And we'll, no action is what I meant. And just say, stand down. We're on official Duchess business.
Oh, those seem to have absolutely no resonance with him.
Yeah.
Will just says out loud, no, we're not.
Burke, you are now up. So you had your readied action if someone attacked, so you can probably take that.
And I did try to attack, and 12 to hit did not hit.
Oh, yes. So as he was like going bong and bong, this great sword comes swinging towards him, and he just nimbly leaps out of the way. He seems to be well used to fighting in the arena, or at least in some kind of wrestling ring.
I'm gonna have
So
another black eye.
that
after
is
this.
perfectly fine with me, but I'm still not sure what our deal with that lady is. I mean, I don't see any trouble with her personally,
Oh,
but
My
this
room said she's the one.
Yeah, he's got
Brooke.
calm emotions.
Yes.
Scared.
And-
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
and
no,
after
right.
that I've been charmed to ignore
I'm in
basically that.
character,
Oh,
guys.
I see. Slash
But
away.
this guy has been a nuisance. So I am going to start with no maneuver, but just a 24 to hit for 9 slashing damage.
I'll do it.
How healthy is he looking?
After that, yeah, he seems injured, but he's still very much up.
The other one. Does 16 hit?
Let me check. Yes, just barely.
You're non-lethal
Okay.
with this guy, right?
That's-
This random carny.
No, I'm not. But I am making sure that he steps away, either whether he wants it or not. And
Oh,
just
man.
for good measure, I'm going to action surge.
Oh my god, I'm going to laugh when you crit him and kill him.
Please don't kill him.
No,
If you
it's-
actually like crit
This
and kill, I'm
cardi
going to-
wrestler.
I think at this point, Burke just wants to get rid of this. It's a nuisance. He's hurting his allies. He
But
needs
this
to
human
get
life
dispatched
is a
to do that.
nuisance. I need to get rid of it.
Oh no.
Let's see what
So
happens.
I'm going for another greatsword. Now this one I believe misses with a
Yeah.
10 to hit,
Yeah, that misses.
but I will give one last non-lethal strike with a precision strike for maneuver.
Okay.
So that doesn't give me any damage. It will give me a chance to hit though. It's going to be
You'll be at
Um,
advantage. Well, no, it's not at
23
advantage.
to
Though. Yeah, that hits. So that gives you a total this turn of 9 plus
21,
7.
28 damage.
Plus 7 plus 1. Yeah, 28 damage. So, yeah, your great sword comes. How do you want to describe this?
So basically, as soon as the wrestler starts pummeling on Will, Brooke just lands one swing. That swing seems to get nothing done. And with that, he just sees red. And he starts carving at the man and sort of just wildly swinging at him, going, "Stay out of our business." And with almost every word is followed by a slash. One of them seems to just leave a fairly deep cut. Second one goes into the leg. And the final one, he basically just twists the sword as it comes to just hit the temple of the man with a flat end.
Okay, so yeah, it's just
It helps to knock him out.
each word
Yeah.
punctuated by a swing of this massive great sword in his hand. Like, stay out, and you can just hear these whistlings of the blades, and then various meaty sounding slaps as they cut into the flesh of this wrestler. He takes them in his stride, but he's looking pretty haggard after that. He's clearly not used to that kind of damage in the ring. He's bloodied.
Ooh.
What's that? They don't carry great swords in wrestling rings?
Oh, come on.
But I mean, he's missing an eye,
I
so
mean,
clearly something's happened at some point.
Jeez, man.
Brutal. Okay, that brings us to the hooded lady, who uses her action to march towards.
attack of opportunity.
So you do get an attack of opportunity. See how you do.
Boop. Oh, come on.
Down 3 is a miss. So yeah, she starts marching straight. Her eyes are just locked upon Will, and she just starts jerky movements moving forward against her own volition. It's quite hard to predict them. Irene just comes punching forward, and she just jerks out of the way, and it's a glancing hit off of her back, no real effect. And she just marches straight past the wrestler, circling around her until she's right in front of Lyroon, staring her eye to eye.
Oh.
Well, Nanto, you can still make your thing go off before she goes there, can't you?
So yeah,
holding an action
I mean, I would
past
do it
the
as
thing.
soon as she was
Yeah,
in the
so-
area. And she
so while
would have been
she's
before
here,
that.
Yeah, you can go
Yeah,
cast it
yeah,
there.
100%.
That's what I was thinking, because she doesn't
Yeah.
have to get to within 5 feet of me, but you can stop her.
Well, if the
Yu-Gi-Oh
grappler wasn't,
rules.
if the grappler guy wasn't there, I thought she would go to the right first instead of going up first. So, either way, I get both of them now.
Yeah, go for it. Okay, so
The way I envisioned it was pretty much where she is, and then it goes to the right 4 squares and kind of makes a square like that. So it's right beneath Will.
okay, let me just doodle that in.
PowerPoint.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This music's cool.
This
I like
remix always gets me. What the hell?
Yeah.
Mm,
That drop as well.
Just,
It's really good.
very satisfying. So she starts marching forward these jerky movements, and then Nanto reaches the
save.
crescendo of his tune, and then this final like dramatic pluck, and then I assume it's like roots growing out of the ground. Is that how you theme it?
Yeah, so the hay from the hay bales actually gets summoned, and it begins to form these wheat vines that just kind of wrap them up.
Thank you.
Okay. So these vines start coming out of the ground, wrapping themselves around. They what kind of save is it?
Strength save DC 14, I
Strength
believe.
save DC 14. So yeah, they wrap themselves towards the wrestler first, as he's closest to you, and he's almost spawning in line, coming out of the ground, wrap around his feet, and immediately just sink him into the ground, and he's just like.
Yeah!
And he just seems genuinely baffled. Like this hulking, muscular wrestler. She, on the other hand,
You
she
gotta be kidding me.
manages to pull 3 of them. She rolled really well. It's
How
the wrong way
many?
round.
It does still need to come within 5 feet.
Exactly. So she just marches forward straight towards. Manages to just keep lifting her feet out of the way in time. These jerky movements, the lot vines can't quite wrap over her feet in time, and she ends up straight between Burke and Will, and she's eaten. How much is that? She was right in front of Lyroom, right? So 5, 10, 15 feet of movement to get to that position. But the vines don't quite manage to grapple on her. But the wrestler is cemented in place, and he's now restrained, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, he is restrained. Once she
Yeah, but
reaches in
that's-
front of Will, I believe the command spell ends. Is that right?
That's right, and
Yeah.
she ends her turn.
Is it just
If
end
I'm
turn?
not mistaken.
End turn at that moment.
Yep, ends her turn within 5 feet of me.
Okay, so she ends her turn. She's right in front of you. She can't do anything else. She's just stuck there, but she's not restrained. Right, that's the end of her turn. Next up, Ravenous.
So I'm gonna go for the classic warlock move of Eldritch Blast.
Ah, I was hoping you would say Hunger of Hadar. Tentacles!
No,
God.
I've used all both my spell slots.
The
one on
invisibility
and
and-
the whole person.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Failed whole person.
Who are you targeting?
I'm gonna target specifically the legs of, because then I don't have to worry about not being critical. I just need to be able to mutilate her. I mean,
Non-lethal?
the feet.
Yeah,
No.
You can't non-lethal ranged magic attack, but yeah, you can.
Can I aim specifically just to immobilize her lower half?
You can certainly try. We'll see what happens.
I'll give that a go. Okay, so roll 18 to hit.
That hits.
I'm gonna be unhappy if you guys kill these guys.
Yeah, I don't want to kill him.
10 damage.
Okay.
I don't want. I mean, she's the contact. I don't want her to die.
Yep.
And then second one is a 19 to hit,
That
and
also hits.
damage. That's an 8 damage.
Okay, so these two purple meteorites summon into Ravenous' hands, and you know you're all well familiar with her magic by now. They both come flying downward out of the air. One crashes into one kneecap, the other crashes into the other knee pit, and she just grunts with the pain. And you can see this blast of blood and guts like flying outwards. Like you can see muscle and bone underneath it, and she's like barely staying on her feet, but she is still just about alright. But
Oh my god.
not in a good
Girl.
way. Not in a good way.
I thought you were describing like her rib cage is exposed and she explodes. Oh god,
Just
no.
pop.
You did say guts when it was all knees, and I'm thinking, what
time is it?
organs are in the legs?
My knee guts.
Knee
My
guts.
knee
Knee
guts.
I
guts.
have a lot of intestines in my knees. I don't know about you guys.
Knee
That's where I
guts
just
fly
put my
outwards.
spare intestines. That's where everyone has a backup tire in their car. That's where my backup intestines are. I mean, just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of round 2. I think we'll have to call it there because we're a bit over
very
where we're planned to be.
I might be able to finish it.
Well, you.
No, not with those rolls. Never mind.
And we'll pick up on that next week.
Yeah, we'll
And
pick up
on
on
that, we'll
those
pick up
swings
on
next
that.
week. You would actually have advantage because you're in flanking.
Oh, okay. So that's the one attack then.
Not advantage, just +1.
Oh, sorry, it's +1. Yeah, you're right. Well, I forgot
Okay,
that.
so I
I forgot
don't
that's the
have
rules we do.
Sorry.
Yeah, so no, those weren't it. So yeah, we'll pick back up on this next week. The dramatic,
Maybe the week after, because
or the week after, in fact, because next week's
Yeah.
4th of July. And yeah, so thank you very much, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. A bit longer than usual, but we took a little while longer than I expected to get to this point. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, everyone. If you liked it, follow it and all the rest of it, and we'll see you next week. Bye.